Hey everybody, and welcome to the 1224 podcast. I'm Kait.
I'm Shay.
And we're here to talk to you. Wait, whoa, Shay.
What?
Are your spidey senses tingling?
A little.
Just a little?
Like a tiny
Mine is like
bit.
going haywire. No, that's valid.
It might also just be my hive, so I don't know.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well I hope you figure out the hive thing. I think I'm sensing two different people in this episode.
Whoa.
Whoa. We're still here to talk to you about everything animation, but we have two wonderful guests here. One is a reoccurring guest that just so happens to be here for the first time for our third season, and we have also a new guest here for the first time in our podcast. So, Jeremy and Kiana, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Auga, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Kiana.
It's so nice to meet you both. Whoa. Did y'all just switch bodies or something?
Of course.
No, we're back.
Gotcha.
It's Kiana.
Jeremy, here. Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome! We're so excited to have you both. Obviously, Kiana and Jeremy are two of our goodest friends. So yeah, we're just here to talk to you all about Spider-Verse. Everything Spider-Verse.
Yeah, we've all come from different dimensions and
True.
gathered here in this very real room.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the Spider Society thing. We're in I don't know. I think his name is Miguel. His dimension?
Yeah.
You think Miguel owns that place, or does he rent it?
I mean, we're renting this place, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we paying rent?
You are.
I am.
That's crazy.
I'm undecided.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Obviously, recently, Across the Spider-Verse just came out, which is the second movie from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Shay, would you want to explain a little bit about the premise behind it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, so I guess first off, just general spoiler warning for both films, because this is a sequel film that is heavily attached to its previous one.
Yeah, for sure. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it. See both. Not for the sake of understanding this podcast, but for your health.
Yeah, no, they're both good
For your
movies.
health.
For your health.
Yeah, if you don't watch both of them,
Treat yourself.
I don't know, something weird will happen.
Praying for you.
You hate cinema.
Yeah, they're really good movies. I highly suggest watching both if you haven't. But the premise of the second film, you see, this is the problem when I feel like every time I have to explain that to think
No,
about
you're
it. So intensely.
It takes place a year after the first one, right?
Yeah, a year, a few months after. And Miles misses his friends. And then he finds out that there's a new Spider Society. And chaos ensues because now everyone hates Miles. This is a very bad synopsis of it. But
Oh, that's good.
okay. I don't know. I feel like every time I do a synopsis, it's so dodgy.
You got the gist of it.
Yeah.
No, you're right. None of this is incorrect.
It's none
I
of
hate
it's
him
correct.
so bad.
I'm so used to being the person who over-explains stuff, I think, too.
He just misses his friends. We don't call, we don't text.
Sorry.
Wait, why are you apologizing?
I don't know.
Because I don't call
It's
her
for
text.
Miles.
Wait, what do you mean?
But yeah, that was a pretty good premise. I mean, I feel like there's just a lot to unpack in general, so I'm so excited to get into this episode. The film itself is directed not by the same people, actually, from Into, but three different directors. Joaquin Dos Santos, I think he's very familiar because he's worked a lot on TV stuff. So he's worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender, Korra, Voltron. Unfortunately,
Voltron in the earlier seasons was decent. I think
It showed promise. I don't know.
I agree.
Like, direction-wise, I think it's, like, a pretty decent show. I also have not watched the last season of that show. Because apparently I did watch the second to last. I have not watched the last one.
Last episode I remember seeing in full was the Space Mall one. But we're not here to talk about
early.
Same.
That one's so early.
Yeah, I jumped ship early.
I remember that one. That's the only episode I kind of remember.
Oh no, I guess it's like resident Voltron expert of the podcast by default. It's okay.
Yeah, I just, because of the Voltron thing, I went into this not super skeptical.
Mm.
I didn't go into it like skeptical, but I didn't think it was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But I also didn't trust them. No, yeah, I was skeptical.
I just want Netflix to bring back the Voltron avatars. That's all.
Honestly valid. The other two directors is Kemp Powers, who actually directed Soul, Pixar's Soul, and then there's Justin K. Thompson, who started as a production designer from Cloudy with a Chance, and then, started as a designer for Spider-Verse, and then became a director. So that's pretty cool. The script itself is written by the one and only Lord and Miller and David Callahan.
Well, the two and only.
Yeah. The two, the first two.
I thought they're just one person now.
Lord Miller.
Lord Miller.
Lord Byron.
Lord
Sure.
Byron.
Jeremy.
Hi.
I have a question.
Sure.
Hi. Yeah, so what biggest accomplishment did Across the Spider-Verse made today?
Oh, right. Today, Across the Spider-Verse just grossed over $500 million at the worldwide box office, which is more than Into the Spider-Verse's entire theatrical run. And it's not slowing down.
Woo!
Yippee!
Yes.
Love that.
I'm a huge box office nerd.
Spider sweep.
But I love that for you. Spider Sweep. It's made a lot of accomplishments. It's the longest animated film in America with 2 hours and 16 minutes. And it has the biggest animation team of more than 1,000 people, which is insane.
Wait, more than 1,000?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Or was it just 1,000?
I don't know, because I'm very shocked at both pieces of information.
Yeah.
That's why those credits were so long, sitting there. It was I'm like, there's so many names this time, but also I was like, maybe I'm just delusional.
Yeah,
Nah.
I couldn't really tell if it was because of how long the movie was that the credits
Mhm.
also felt long.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that makes sense. Just because of how much my eyes consumed.
Yeah.
Every frame.
It's such a delicious
It
I
is.
put it in my mouth.
Basically, Spider-Verse just... Obviously, we'll get into art and animation later in this episode, but Spider-Verse just became the blueprint for such a groundbreaking animation style, so it makes sense as to why there's so many people behind it.
I have, another question. Is it, the first, theatrical anime movie to be, a two-parter? Or no?
It's the first one I can think of.
Because I've been debating if it is or not. There's definitely, ones that do exist. But, theatrical-wise, I can't think of any.
As far as I recall.
Because, two-parters are different from, sequels, because sequels are kind of, their own separate thing versus, a two-parter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
To be clear, this and beyond, not this and Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when you think of two-parters, you think of, Infinity War, Endgame, the two Matrix sequels,
Yeah.
Things like that.
And YA adaptations.
Oh, yeah.
Hunger Games, Harry Potter,
Hunger Games is...
that one Hunger Games ripoff.
Oh, Divergent. Divergent didn't get one.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
they was going to wrap it up with a TV series, but all of the entire cast is
Because we
too
hated
big.
it so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Interesting.
they just never made, the last movie. It was just,
That makes sense, because I didn't remember a last movie.
Yeah, no, there was just Allegiant, I think, was what it was called. And then it just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah. F's in the chat for Divergent.
Oh, Divergent.
Yeah. But I can't really think of any two-parters from the top of my head, so good on you, Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of firsts for them.
Trailblazers in every field.
Yes. So why don't we just get into it, like, in terms of just the story and everything? Just because the film starts off not with, like, Miles's POV, but with Gwen's, actually. And kind of like an intro to a world.
I love that so much. Okay, I remember texting Kiana about this because we happened to see the movie on the same day, but like at different times. And like literally, I was like, this feels like at the end of No Way Home, right? That's the last like Tom Holland movie.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know how at the end they just had like that weird like short film with like that random guy going to like the donut shop?
Who was he? Oh.
It felt like that. But, like, at the beginning of the film, you know? I really liked it.
It felt really fitting. Oh, especially because it kind of parallels, like, Chris Pine, Peter Parker's, like, intro at the beginning of Into.
Oh, yeah.
And...
Wait!
Yeah. It's... Also, like, I just really like the intro because it's... You know, the new style. It's, like, you're trying to take everything in, like, visually, and then also, like, emotionally it really hit. For me, personally.
Yes!
Hated by
Oh
that.
my gosh.
I really liked it a lot. I'm sorry.
No, continue.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh. Thank you, Cthulhu. No, I liked it a lot because I love when movies kind of have a untraditional way of opening their movie. Like, we don't get the title screen until like way later on past this prologue, and also at the beginning, you know, we see glimpses of what's in the future of the movie, and it doesn't give us all the pieces.
Yes.
It has this narration by Gwen, and we don't even really, you know, I don't really grasp it fully because when I saw it, the audio, the mixing was kind of iffy, but you know, it's emotional, you know, it's like the music, the animation, everyone's like doing their own part. Haley Steinfeld's putting in a great performance. It's all just coming together, and I love a good opening, and the fact that it's like non-linear, like she's talking about something that happens later on in the movie, and the only thing you can do as an audience member is just sit there and be like, I just got here, like, wow, this is a lot to take in, but in the best way possible.
Oh, and they kind of like intersperse scenes of like what she's talking about with her drum solo. That sequence was so incredible. I really need to see the movie again just for that.
Yeah, the drums and like with the score, like that's stuck in my head permanently.
I need to see this thing again. Do you want to just go Friday?
Yeah, we should go.
Setting up Sing Spider-Verse in the episode.
Also,
I love that.
City is coming out on Friday. We should just watch a bunch of movies Friday.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, cut this out.
Sorry.
Aw, movie night.
We're just like planning the week. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there's also like the first of like, well, not I wouldn't say first, but it's kind of rare that like a animated movie gets like kind of a quote unquote like re-release for like the sound mixing and stuff, or like fixing the sound because it was really low.
Oh yeah, it was super low. Okay, because it was just like, because at first I just thought it was a problem with my theater.
That's what I thought too.
Because I went middle of the day, but then I think I literally texted you, and then we both realized we went to two different like theater chains.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, yeah, that means it's like a general movie thing if like I go to a different movie chain than someone, and that's like the first thing that everyone notices.
Yeah, I caught it in IMAX, so we didn't have like super noticeable problems, but there were still like bits and lines that were like really low.
But like, I'm glad they fixed it though.
Make closed captioning like the standard.
100%.
Real, like, what is the problem? Like, why are people so bothered by words on the screen?
Especially in sick, wicked, like visually stunning movies like these, you could kind of incorporate them in instead of having them over.
Right.
Like, I know that's more work for the animators, especially like in this case, but
like,
yeah,
I think it's okay to have like, because the thing is, I think with like some closed cap like places, there's like the like a person who would need the closed captions. I know there's like one thing where basically there's like goggles.
Oh, what?
Or something, and I'm just like, just put the subtitles on the screen. Like, I get if it's like if some people are like slow readers and stuff, but then also it's like, just put them there.
I feel like it would just I feel like it would just be more accessible that way too, because like sometimes like the devices that theaters use don't even work, and
exactly,
that's unfortunate to hear, you know.
Like, as someone who just watches stuff with subtitles, just because usually I just don't catch everything.
Yeah, I have like some
auditory
processing issues, so it's like, ooh.
Yeah, so sometimes I'm like, oh, let me turn on this. I also think it would be helpful to, and like the case of Hobie, sorry, I'm an ignorant American with bad ears.
He would understand.
I feel you.
Like, I need subtitles. Like, I understand for the most part, it's just like his intro, which like I think also was kind of the joke that we can't understand him as well. But it still would have been nice to like catch some stuff. And also because my dad too, like, he has like a hard time like hearing things in movies sometimes. So it would just be nice.
Yeah, agreed. I feel like yeah, right. I feel like it also, like, in a writing standpoint, like, I like to read subtitles to kind of, like, understand, like, dialogue and, like, pacing and all that stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, no, whenever, like, Gwen's opening scene, I just think about, like, the opening where, like, you see the little, like, circles that kind of, like, ripple, like, while she's, like, playing the drums. Just, like, I don't know, goosebumps.
It reminds me of Soul, like how they portrayed music in that movie, and seeing that one of the directors did Soul, I can tell that was probably an intentional touch.
I didn't notice that. That's pretty sick. Yeah.
Damn, I gotta watch Soul now.
I also need to watch Soul.
I've been avoiding it for Tina Fey. I do not care for that woman.
Same. I do not care about that white woman.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what's Tina Fey's character's name in Soul?
She's like the thing, the tiny
that takes over the guy's body.
No, but it's 22. I was gonna say if it was 42, that would have been such a cool connection, even though it's not really intentional. But oh well, okay.
Yeah,
she can't even do that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch Soul. I have so many things I need to watch.
Oh, okay. So speaking of Gwen's intro, the Mary Janes, right? I'm in love.
Yeah.
Also, Glory. Glory's voiced by Io Debris.
Oh, right, you did tell me that. I love Io.
That's my parasocial relationship.
Yeah.
Sorry, our.
As of recording, The Bear season 2 comes out tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I need more people to talk to about The Bear with, because so far I just have Kiana and my dad. So.
Damn, now I need to watch it.
Oh, yeah,
I just watched it like for the first time like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's so... I'm gonna, like... Okay. After we end this episode, please remind me to make, like, a Bear group chat for my own sanity.
Yeah, Bear group chat means something different. Where
I think it means the same thing.
Slide us in.
For both of us.
I don't belong there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
But, anyways, back to Spider-Verse.
Where were the bears in Spider-Verse?
Where were the...
That's a good question.
Spider Bear?
Oh, Mary Janes.
Yeah, and the lead singer, that's like Gwen's version of MJ.
Yeah, like I mainly know them because a few years ago Kiana sent me like it's a fan song.
I don't know if it's or a fan song, but it's like Face It Tiger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up on Spotify right now.
It's actually canon. It's from Marvel Entertainment.
It is? Let's go.
It's like beat you to
That's
it.
a nice little nod.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I love when like IPs like make original music for their things.
Tie-in
with if they're not like
media.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's always fun. It's like a little treat outside of like Yeah, it's yummy.
Very delicious.
The thing is, okay, Gwen's, so, like, I'm trying to not, like, go all over the place. I have so many thoughts about Gwen's universe that's, like, very, like, art-based. I teared up the most during all the Gwen segments, which I don't know why. Like, it's, like, just, like, every time we go through a universe, it's just very emotional. There is no goofiness. I saw a teenager die on my screen. Again. And I don't know, like, it was... I have such a hard time talking about story stuff. I'm like, it's beautiful. It's great. And I teared up a little. That's all I say, like, every time.
Wait, when Lizard Peter died, like, or was about to, and he called her Gwen, and she like, all panicked. She was like, who's Gwen? Because he never found out officially.
Oh my gosh.
Name all the writers again so I could go to their house really quick. I think also just the moments, like, once Gwen runs away to, like...
Let's talk about her cop dad.
Okay. No, because, like, I just really like the relationship between them.
Yeah.
Something about, like, when I watch stuff, and, like, it's always, like, I don't know why it's always, like, father-daughter relationships, like, relationship stuff. Makes me, like,
We'll unpack that another day.
But it's, I don't know, I like a lot of, like, how it's very, like, tension-ridden in her universe. I don't know, I'm, like, repeating myself a lot. I just like it.
She's such a deeply isolated character, and you can just feel that from every scene that she's in.
Thank you for articulating.
I don't know.
No, it's good.
I feel like you really get to know Gwen a lot in this movie versus from the first one. And like yeah, no, I really love the relationships that she has, like, with her dad and then with Peter, and then, like, eventually, like, having to leave, like, her world because, like, you know, her father realizes that, like, who she is and stuff like that, but kind of mistakes her for, like, killing Peter.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, I understand he's, like, a close family friend, but he was really hell-bent on that. Like, can we focus on Renaissance Vulture for a second? Like, he really hunted her down.
No, wait a minute.
One big pet peeve whenever I watch something Spider-Man based.
Like, please, the task at hand.
Or, like, just superhero based. I hate when, like, I get why cops hate superheroes. Whatever, I get that. What do you think a gun's gonna do all the time? Like, yes, a gun can kill. But also, like, if there is, like, I don't know. What was I watching? Like, they started shooting into the void. I was watching something. And then people just started shooting into a void like it's gonna do something. I was, like, sitting there. I was like, what? I think about Agent Carter. Where they have, like, the...
I need to rewatch Agent Carter. Oh my god.
You're so right.
It's a very quick watch. I did it.
Yeah. It was fun.
But they were, like, shooting into the void of, like, black matter or something. And I remember just sitting there, I'm like, what do you think that's gonna do? Or, like...
They've gotten so used to killing regular people that when, like, superpowered threats show up, they can't comprehend it.
No, actually.
Like, I don't know. I think that's what also just aggravates... Because I get, like, why Gwen's dad, like, was like, upset, but I'm just, like... Hear your daughter out on this, especially if it's considering her, like, her best friend.
Yeah.
Where's the logic?
Yeah.
There's people closer to the issue than you.
Yeah, no. I think that's, like, the one thing that, like, really frustrated me. But then I was like, it's supposed to be frustrating also.
The tension.
I love, the tragedy of, like, Gwen's character, because, like, presumably she's been Spider-Man for a while before the events of Into, and like losing your best friend, just kind of shutting yourself off, and like your dad, having a good relationship with your dad, but you have a secret that he doesn't know about, and he hates that alter ego that you have. It makes her kind of, you understand why she has that angst, and when like Miguel and Jessica show up, like when she says the joke where she's like, "Oh, can you adopt me?" to Jessica, like it's played for laughs, but at the same time, it's like this is probably the most exciting being Spider-Woman has been for her since the events of Into,
Yeah, I think also just like, again, superhero stuff in general, I feel like falls into stuff, but like themes of like found family.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, going through it too, it's just like it's really nice. It's like the movie's basically, yeah, I found my family, but now they're trying to find me because they hate me now. But like it's like, I don't know, it's just like, I just think it's beautiful. I just think it's neat. It's,
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Wait, like you were saying earlier though about Jessica, like she's sort of the mentor character that Gwen's been looking for the same way Miles did for like, both Peter Parkers, and like she's so happy she's here.
Yeah.
That's a mirror that I didn't think about. Because after the original, like Miles's Peter, his universe Peter dies, he's kind of alone in his own way with the Spider-Maning, and I think it's kind of cool that both Gwen and Miles kind of have the unconventional like mentor figures, because like Jessica, is there for Gwen and she does sympathize with her, but at the same time she has a job to do, and then Peter B. Parker is like the unconventional Spider-Man, and like Miles is like, dude, he has to look up to him, but at the same time, like there's a bit of him, he learns this to appreciate him later on, but like at when he first meets him, it's a bit of a rough start because he's just like, oh man, like you're not my Peter.
right.
So that's a good little mirror between the two.
Especially with that setup in the first movie of Miles first meeting, like, blonde Peter, his Peter, and, he was so ready to take him under his wing. Like, he was set up to expect a mentor, like, someone who knew all the ropes, and then he has to settle.
Yeah.
Jess is really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I really like her design.
Her glasses are sick as fuck.
Great performance by Issa Rae too.
Yes. It was really cool that they went for her, I don't know, not like her form, but like, it's cool that like she's pregnant. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. She's
Yeah.
cool that she's pregnant.
She has a
Preggers.
question.
And like still could cook gas and stuff. I really like her motorcycle too.
Big movie for endangering babies.
Oh my gosh.
It's such a good movie for
We
endangering
need
babies.
endangering babies representation.
Look at the Flash.
Like, oh my god.
Oh, wow.
I don't like to think about that.
Microwave.
Like, the thing is, I always think it's like, Jessica, love her. Upset with her currently, but love her.
Speaking to her.
Yeah, I literally made what was it? I don't know. I was like talking about like the woman in Spider-Verse or something. I said Jessica too, and I said I'm not speaking to her at the moment, but I like her. She's cool. But I like that, okay, my favorite thing about Spider-Verse, right? Just in general, like as a franchise, I like that the parents are human. This is such a very like specific thing. But I like when shows, even like when they're centered around like more teen characters, still like go out of their way to make like the parents human or like feel like their own people versus just like parent adjacent or that being their whole personality.
I agree. Also, I think Miles's relationship with his parents, there's so much depth, it's so rich in this movie, and I think it's been kind of under-discussed. And that's not anyone's fault, because there's so many new characters and concepts introduced that we, But Jeff and Rio.
Oh, Jeff and Rio.
Yeah, all they're fleshed out characters in their own right.
Like, so as Gwen kind of like recaps like what happens in Into, and then like it transitions into like Miles's world now. Like we really see him go through this like cool like growth as he just pretty much becomes like the Spider-Man of his universe, and like you kind of like a majority, not a majority, but like a big chunk of the film kind of explores him like how to take on both the responsibilities of like being a student and being Spider-Man, while also being like living up to his like parents' expectations, and kind of taking all these responsibilities all at once. So like just seeing those like dynamics between Rio and Jeff is really like interesting and very relatable.
I also just kind of, this is more related to like the writing of Miles. I like how he just literally is just written like a 15-year-old like boy from New York. Like,
That's my boy.
Like when I listen to like some of the dialogue in the movie, I like sit there, I'm like, that just sounds like my cousin.
Yeah.
And I just find so much enjoyment out of that, because I was like, yeah, this is like if someone like I knew became Spider-Man and they're just like talking to people. But I think also just like even coming with that is like, again, I like the approach in Spider-Verse to like a lot of different topics, and one of them is like coming of age. And like, I don't know, I have such a bad way of like elaborating things I like sometimes. But I don't know, I like that with like the parents' relationships. It's just, again, like it just feels like a very normal like teenager milestone thing, but of course like with the added pressure of like, I don't know, saving the whole world basically, it gets exasperated.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Spider-Man stories do especially well, because Spider-Man has always been like kind of the people's hero, and I think everyone can relate to being having to deal with responsibilities and like expectations from other people, and wanting to do what you want to do, and just not having all the time in the world. And I think that's inherently, when Spider-Man's doing that, like a Spider-Man story is doing that, it's at its best. Like I think to Far From Home, and Peter's going with MJ to the opera, but then Nick Fury's like telling him to get to the thing, and he like takes one final look before he has to go away. Or I think about the Raimi movies, where Peter basically can't have a functional relationship with MJ because of Spider-Man. And then here, it's like basically it's kind of stressful just seeing like Spider-Man in this section when he's fighting the Spot, and he's texting his dad at the same time, and like he's got like his dad's party to go to early on, but also it's so, oh yeah, and it's genuinely like, whenever a Spider-Man story is doing that, it's heartbreaking, because everyone kind of has that feeling of like wanting to do their own thing, wanting to do what's right, wanting to do what other people want for them, just trying to please yourself, please others, and please your morals. And I think that this section of the film, I love how we see Miles like struggle with that, and it's kind of just the entire fight with the Spot. It's not just stressful because he's trying to fight this new villain who has powers he doesn't know about, but also because like he has to get there with his mom and dad, and just you can feel the stress of like not being able to do everything and not having a lot of power.
For sure. Also, one of the things about Spider-Man that like feeds into this is that he's so young. I mean, like from his like the beginning of his conception as a character, younger teenage characters were usually just sidekicks, and having in this movie like the focus be on Miles and on Gwen, like 15, 16-year-old teenagers, and their shifting relationships with their parents respectively, and also how like when they talk to each other about them and try and confide in each other, it's advice isn't one size fits all. They're both like trying to figure their shit out, And I think that scene where Gwen's like, do not tell your parents that you're Spider-Man, it kind of hit for me, because it's like, your experience is completely different.
Yeah.
And I think the parental relationship is so important to this movie, and it's kind of just a main theme, you know, that we'll talk about later with like Peter B, and also Miguel, Jessica, Gwen, Miles, like all these characters that that we see, and each of them have their own like different dynamics. Some of them are parents, some of them have parents, some of them lost one, you know, whether it be death or whether it be like rejection. And I think it's like, it's basically, it's beautiful to see that explored on screen, because I think you said earlier, like parent characters are usually kind of one dimensional, like oh, you're grounded or something, and it's like, oh, it's not fair, or they're just overly kind of like motivational speech and that's it kind of thing. This movie like really is about parenthood, and that's one of the themes.
I love that. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, biological, like, parent kind of thing. Like, you kind of just see that, like, familiar relationships between the characters in terms of, like, for example, like, the mentor kind of and mentee kind of, like, relationship.
Oh, can we talk about how when Miles first came to meet Miguel, and he was so excited. He wanted to make a good impression. He was so excited for, like, a new mentor.
Miguel. Oh yeah, like he was so excited to meet Miguel, right? And I like, kind of, it was also supposed to be like a relating of cultures thing too, which was kind of cool.
Why did he throw the empanada like that?
Yeah, he. And I don't know, like this movie especially, because like the first movie, like I think, like showed off showed off culture pretty well, but like I think this one like really emphasizes it.
Oh, for sure.
When they find out that Miles has to be in Spanish, and you see Rio snap her fingers, it literally like the sound effect, like the little drawn visualization of that is the Puerto Rican flag, which is just
yes,
beautiful.
Yeah, like, and I think also too, like, how do I? Cause it's that, and then also like when they're having like the congratulations party for Jefferson. Sorry, he says full legal name all the time, but like
they wouldn't like you calling them by their first name.
I wouldn't. That's the thing. I wouldn't. Gwen does.
If I knew he existed, I would not.
Like Gwen does that. She also sits on beds with shoes on. Like I don't know. This whole movie was just like. That's what the whole movie felt like at certain
white people
points.
things.
Like, don't take advice from your unhealed white friend who just ran away from home.
Like, I remember us sitting in the theater, and I was like, is this movie just, like, white people things the movie? And then, like, I just have to watch this. And, like, just get, like, I'm like, don't do that. Please don't do that, Gwen. And then she does it. I'm like,
and then the spot in Pab's universe, in Mumbattan.
Oh, yeah. Don't eat, pray, love me, bro.
Oh
my gosh.
Like,
Shy tea?
Like,
oh, Pav.
Like, I just like how in general with this movie, they like really like, Honan is not the exact thing I'm looking for, but they zero in on, like, one, having like a more like diverse group of characters in terms of like, of course, like race and stuff and culture, but also in terms of just like not everyone being Peter Parker specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like especially like the first movie kind of felt like that in a sense, which was like cool, and I enjoyed it, of course. But I just like seeing like people without a litter of names. I know I'm saying this, but and it seems hypocritical. But I don't know, I just thought that was neat. And then also, like, tying
Your
it back
government name is so good for a spider-sona.
It is. But like, back to Miguel, I like that it was, like, specifically, like, with Miles, it was like, oh, yeah, like, we have, like, two things in common. Let me, like, you know, try to work my way into Spider Society like that, and then also, like, you know, like, new mentor probably, like, understands, like, some of my stuff, like, some, like, other stuff about my, like, life. And then Miguel's like, I hate you.
No, my daughter is dead.
I hate you, you're an anomaly.
And I'm rejecting on you.
And that's another thing I love about it, too, is that there's another thing about the movie is expectations, you know? Like, Miles expects that to be, like, this is, like, this cool club of all the cool spider people. And this entire movie, you know, he has this feeling of, you know, being alone. And he's, like, really looking forward to meeting people with things like him. Because the last time he felt, like, that happiness was when he had Gwen and Peter and, like, the rest of the gang from the first movie. But then also it's, like, Miles' parents' expectations of him. Like, Miguel's expectations of Miles. Him being an anomaly and him expecting him to, like, you know, go through with the plan of the canon events and whatnot. That's a great theme. And, you know, Gwen expecting her dad to be level-headed with her, and then seeing it's really like expectations and being let down, you know. That's a good theme, because that's something that happens in everyday life.
Yeah, I think it's also just, like, a good, like, building off of the first movie.
Yeah.
Which, like...
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because doesn't the essay that his teacher gave him in the first movie, isn't that, like, the title of it was, like, Great Expectations, something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, like, it's literally Great Expectations. He makes the mural. He's expected to be, like, to pass on the mantle of Spider-Man, to be the perfect Spider-Man. And then he defies the expectations. But now it's, like... But now it's he's expecting stuff from other people, too. And then they let him down. Yeah, so it's, like, an inverse.
And if a sequel can inverse, like, not only, you know, show the themes of the first movie, but also inverse them and also challenge them, that's how you know you got a cool sequel.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I think also, too, it, like, also plays with, like, the audience's expectations. Because, like, you know, we expect, like, Gwen and Peter B. Parker to, like, you know, help Miles out a bit more, or, like, not to, like, lie to him. Especially after the first movie.
Yeah, like, some of the best, like, people's most expectations, look at that, thing was like, I can't wait to see Miles and Gwen, like, reunite. I can't wait to see Peter B. Parker and Miles reunite. I love they're like, so wholesome, and then you see, like, what actually happened. And it's a polarizing thing. People are arguing about this, like, right now, like, their characterizations in the movie, which I think is great, but, like, the fact that we all went in expecting them to all be, like, the same, like, found family from the first movie, and that just goes to show that this is a movie about defying expectations.
Yeah. You also find... Sorry.
Oh, no. You're a guest, please.
Please. It's not just about, like, the people that you expect to be able to trust letting you down, but also, like, help coming from unexpected places, like Spider-Punk, like Hobie, like Spider-Bite. Oh my god.
I was about to talk about that. No.
But yeah, no, I was just trying to change the topic. Go ahead.
I'm giving you a high five. Oh my god. But, yeah, no. Like, because I think, too, maybe it's also just because someone on the internet said a rumor.
The love triangle thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the love triangle thing.
I'm so relieved.
But I'm so glad that Spider-Punk is just a guy.
He's the big brother to ever big brother.
Yes.
Like,
not in the Panopticon way, in a fun family way.
I just realized, because the whole, like, love triangle thing came from one of the producers. They were subverting our expectations. Oh my god, they're so smart.
Yeah, it was like that, plus people realizing they're a Voltron person. That's when, oh god, that was, like, the worst week to be in.
Expectations.
But
expectations.
Yeah, our expectations are defined and are defied, not defined.
Undefined.
Undefined.
Yeah.
No description. Expectations are nothing.
Yeah.
Don't expect
Do your own
nothing.
thing. Yeah, don't expect anything from me.
Remember the it reminded me of the line from No Way Home where Zendaya, MJ's like, don't expect the worst or something.
Expect disappointments. So, like, yeah, along the lines of, like, so when you get let down, like, you're not surprised, something like that.
Yeah. You want to know what I didn't expect in this movie?
What?
Spectacular Spider-Man cameo. Let's
go! That was so cool. Cause like cause the voice actor tweeted about it and didn't know if it got in the cut, and then Lord or Miller, either of them, they're the same person at this point. Yeah. They were like, no,
they're like
it's
Dr.
in.
Phil and Steve Harvey. Yeah.
You're so right.
There was a rumor Dr. Phil died, and I believed it.
Dr. Phil, Steve Harvey, Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
Oh my god.
That's scary.
Show me, like, make me a photo of that. I'm begging.
I would do it while we record this podcast.
Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness.
Could we talk about, like, the amount of, like, spider people that are in the Spider Society? Because that was a lot to take in.
Yeah. Okay. So, I have so many thoughts on this. Just because this is, like, one of the first times I watched a Spider-Man movie and I actually knew people. But, okay. So, Metro Boom is it Metro Boom or Metro Boom? Because I say both, and I feel
Metro
like...
Boomin.
It's Metro Spider now.
So true.
Boom.
Boom.
Make it. But, honestly, he's a real one. I'm not gonna lie. Him specifically, he said, huh, guess he got away. And I said, yeah, exactly. Go off, Mr. Metro Boom, and make it boom.
That was so good.
Then there's the cowboy one.
Web Slinger?
Right?
Yes, I love Web Slinger.
Did the horse have a name too?
I swear it did. I forget what it was though. Oh, Widow.
Oh.
I just saw a meme right before we started recording. It was like Web Slinger's horse when he starts web slinging, and it was like just a horse like flying around. I have no idea if it was real or not. It was very funny.
You know, there's real racehorses named Web Slinger.
That makes a lot of sense.
They just named them anything.
Like, oh, and what's the name? Is it Sun Spider? The one with the
yes.
mobility aids?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. That
Sick.
one, I love her. I have so many thoughts. I also like Kate's edit of the Bugatti one. That one was really cool.
I woke up in
I have
a
not seen this
Bugatti.
edit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll show you after, but
It's on my TikTok. I made a fan cam edit of Peter Parked Car because nobody did, and I wanted to so badly, so I became the person to do that. It's on TikTok.
Good.
Check it out.
thank you for your service.
You're welcome. I was so surprised.
It was like that one. I have like again, first time I watched the whole Spider movie and I understood every single reference that went on. Like Donald Glover showing up as Prowler.
That was so cool. Woo!
It was so cool. And like my dad was so confused watching the whole time. And I was so glad to be in an empty theater because I was like pointing and I was like, "Oh my goodness. There he is." And then they got my my girl from Venom.
Oh, Mrs. Chen?
Yes,
Mrs. Chen. That was such a slay. I was like, she's seen worse. She's seen a lot.
Like the way I screamed in that theater, and my dad, he was like, "Who was that lady?" I'm like, "You haven't seen the movie Venom. You haven't seen the 2 Venom movies that exist."
Masterpiece. Cinema.
Literal cinema.
Also, the second one was not bad at all. Certainly not as bad as people say.
You know, someone saw it
agree.
on Halloween.
Didn't we see it together, Shay?
Yes, we saw it together because it was us and Sydney.
Yeah.
Like, I looked at the concept sketches and, like, the thumbnails. It could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot sicker. But it was still really good.
Yeah. Like, I went on Halloween as the only one who... I was like, I don't know if anyone else is gonna dress up. So basically, I blackmailed Sydney into dressing up.
Fuck yeah.
But I saw Halloween. It was very good. But Yeah, no, like, I was just having a fun little time, and then, like, I saw Andrew Garfield crying over his Uncle Ben, and then...
Crazy.
I saw, like, I don't know, they just kept showing people crying over Uncle Ben.
One thing is, that was, like, a little jarring, because, Andrew Garfield and Maguire were the only people who were in live action, you know? Like, it wasn't bad, it was just like, ah.
Oh, yeah, I think it was just, like, funny, because I think also the thing that just made it... Wait, no, because I think those are the only two ones that they could get rights to, also.
They could have done Tom Holland, but at the same time, I think if he was anywhere near the Spider Society, they would, like, tear him apart. Because in No Way Home.
Remember what Miguel said? Like, Doctor Strange and his little nerd.
Yeah,
Nerd 99999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole movie...
MCU better stop calling it 616.
No, right.
I think it's, like, the funniest thing, because this whole movie, whenever they would, like, reference, like... Okay, I think it's also just because, too...
His friend? His roommate?
Yes, because I kept pronouncing it wrong for, like, the longest time.
Genki?
Genki, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying Ganke in my head.
Yeah, I've been saying Ganke because everyone else said Ganke knows. Then people are like, you're saying it wrong.
It's
Like,
really
uh-oh.
Genki? Okay.
Yeah, that's what Jeff
But-
pronounced it as.
Okay.
And in
But
the game,
I
too.
know, like...
Slay.
Okay.
He was playing the game!
I
He's
wonder
playing
if he
the
realized.
second game, which isn't even out yet. How
The
do you-
second game, yes.
That's a new level of clout right there.
Right.
Because I remember... Okay, so for people who don't know, so Genki, his, basically his whole character was repurposed into Ned for the Tom
Miles'
Holland.
whole character was repurposed for fucking Tom Holland.
And so that's why in the first movie, because in the first movie he's gonna have more involvement, but then, like, once, like, the, like, I just call them the Spider-Man home movies.
Spider Home.
Because I never remember which one's which. Yeah, like the
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
home
movies.
movies
the
are the
second and
videos
third
I make
ones.
when I'm home alone in my Spider-Man costume. I'm trying to, like, record myself doing backflips. They will never be released to the public.
Do a flip. Release the
Well, those are
Jeremy
what those
cut.
are.
Once you... Jeremy, when you said that, the thing is that, like, whenever people say stuff like that, I immediately think about the Vine.
Oh, don't
Oh.
you
Spider-Man.
hey.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
I saw the Vine and I watched, like, the full thing. It's, they're great.
But,
Why
so...
weren't they in this?
but,
Someone's fetish.
I knew there's gonna be a point where it just got really goofy really fast.
Somebody
No, you're good,
animate
you're good.
this.
Why are you apologizing? Fine, I'll use my degree. Also, we graduated.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all
we
the updates
graduated.
that happened.
Woo! Do you think the ass slapping Spider-Man, like, were a part of the Spider Society? They're in the background somewhere?
100%, and Miguel probably loves them. Like,
I mean, look at his.
It's just them and Lego Spider-Man that, like, get a pass. from
Right.
him.
like, I will... Oh, but yeah, basically, if you see, like, a lot of jabs for, like, the Disney Marvel Spider-Man movies, it's because of that, most likely. Because they just, like, said, yoink, put in their movie.
Like, I love you, Ned, but only because of your forefathers.
Right.
Yeah, and I also like that, like, he was like, I won't be the man in the chair. I'm
He
just
has
gonna
healthy
chill.
boundaries.
No,
Yeah.
right. Love that for him.
That was straight up, that was literally just a jab right to Ned.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Tom Holland defender, I do think it was a little bit funny.
It was hilarious, too.
I like how much this movie hates
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
movies.
They're just annoyed.
I thought the second one was better than the third one. Like, I think the third one's relying on cameos too much.
Yeah, no.
Like, I really like the cameos, but without them, it was nothing.
Yeah, as someone
The
who had
conflict was not a
Hey,
conflict.
as a No Way Home defender, trust me, it will. There's another multiversal movie that came out recently with a character with a hero that wears red that has cameos from different characters in the franchise that makes No Way Home like a
Oh, yeah.
masterpiece.
I'm not planning on seeing The Flash. Dustin's my boy.
like, I think
And also, No Way Home doesn't
Desecrate the
doesn't
dead,
bring
yeah.
CGI like dead
Right.
actors. Yeah,
That's crazy.
like the thing is, with like No Way Home, I had to binge watch so many Spider-Man movies for me to like getting preparation, and I was so dead silent when like Daredevil showed up because I did not watch that show. But I just hear everyone screaming behind me, and I'm like, oh, I should know this.
Maybe he's a really good lawyer.
I just thought he was. I was like, oh yeah, there's like a guy. People dressed like him. He's someone. Slay. He's slaying. Whatever. Woo woo. Go. What? Matt? Is that his name? Matt?
Yeah.
Matt
Thank
Murdock.
you. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, Mr. Murdoch, go crazy, go wild. Sue
He
them.
appeared for like
Sue them!
5 seconds.
But what were we talking
I
about?
like Daredevil, so I'm like silently dying inside right now.
I also
feel
love
you.
it.
It's a good
but
show.
Come on.
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh my! I watched like the first like 5 minutes of the show, and I just never watched it again.
He makes out with She-Hulk in She-Hulk.
I gotta finish She-Hulk then.
Yeah, She-Hulk was really good, and yeah, he was there.
I have so many.
They're both
They're both
lawyers.
lawyers.
They're suing.
I really liked all like the Netflix Marvel things.
Yeah.
Except for whatever was going on with the white boy.
Which one?
The Kung Fu one.
Oh, you can't just say the white boy and not have me question which one.
Oh, Iron
Netflix white
Fist?
boy.
Well, there's...
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't even dislike him.
Mm.
Just don't care for that show.
Yeah. Apparently it sucked.
Checks out.
Yeah. Did anyone else recognize Insomniac Spider-Man in the film? Like from the games?
Oh my god, the shriek that I let out. Because in the
Replicate the
trailers
shriek,
and the
replicate the
posters,
shriek.
Awesome. This is the part where he screams.
mother of God. Also, you should have seen should have heard my shriek when Donald Glover showed up.
Yeah, no.
I said Mamma Mia out loud.
My dad just said, is that the dude from Atlanta? Like,
I'm obsessed.
But also, like the way that like Donald Glover is important to the creation of Miles.
exactly.
It's kind of a double meaning, because not only is it like, okay, this is a connection to Homecoming where he plays like Miles' uncle,
He
but it's also
voiced him.
like he was in Ultimate Spider-Man. He voices
That's
him.
sick.
And he was the inspiration for the character, because they saw it was the episode of Community where his character
Yes.
Troy wears a Spider-Man shirt, and that episode is also in
His
Into the
impact.
Spider-Verse. And I think like
his impact.
yeah, Donald Glover and Jaden Smith, I'd say,
Oh,
are
yeah.
the like biggest influences for Spider-Man as a character.
Yeah.
Oh, Miles Morales, that is.
Troy and Abed in the morning, indeed.
Miles and Ganki in the morning.
Well, guess what we need to do, Shay?
Oh, right. Do you want, like, a list of characters or something?
Just so we can plan out, like, which profile pics that we want to do on Twitter.
Yeah, do you want to do Andre and Beck from Victorious at any point?
We can. We should do the one in the episode where
sickening.
they're like, yeah, where they play as twins in that one play.
Yeah, no, where they're twins.
Yeah, yeah, we look alike.
I have the picture, because I was texting my friend about, my friend Steph about something, and I used that picture. I don't know what was the context, but it was something.
Oh my god.
It was something Spider-Verse related. Oh, it was Hobie.
I did that with my friend Nolan.
Yeah. God.
I remember it was Hobie and Paviter. That it was. We're talking about those two.
Wait, you're so right.
but,
We just have a whole list.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry. I interrupted Jeremy.
No, that was all. That was all.
I think Jeremy Shada could play Spider-Man, like Peter Parker.
I think Jeremy as in me could play Spider-Man.
I see the vision.
Peter Parker.
Yeah. Good Jeremy.
I don't want to play Miles because I don't have any Latino in me, but I'll take a Peter.
Yeah.
Speaking of Miles, the Prowler.
Ooh.
We should talk about like stuff that we should talk about a lot of stuff that happened. This movie's so huge.
So, like, okay. Toward the end, I couldn't tell when the cliffhanger was gonna be. I knew there was gonna be one.
Mm-hmm.
But But it kept me like the part when he's like about to tell Rio, like maybe they're gonna cut it off here.
Yeah.
Like,
Cause yeah, no, it was like a wild like bit. So I remember when it revealed, again, spoilers, I don't know why we're like an hour in. We're an hour in and you're still listening and you still, big spoiler, wait, but then, so there's another Miles.
in a different universe that he gets sent to at the end.
Yeah,
42.
The spider was from that universe.
Yeah.
Earth 42.
Which is the meaning of life.
Hey. H.
H?
That's a bit I used to do. Just know that.
I remember that.
But I remember when I was watching, when they revealed him, well, the whole scene, too, was just kind of wild in a sense, because I was like, Uncle Aaron with a beard. Then Rio shows up, then it's Uncle Aaron, then I just thought Uncle Aaron and Rio got married.
Yeah, exactly, I got spooked.
The Sinister Six?
Yeah. There's like there's like a lot going on in the movie. Also, I guess like we just skipped over I feel like we skipped over like a whole bunch.
That's okay, this is a podcast. You guys should watch the movies for yourself.
You're so right.
Honestly, yeah. You're right.
We could go back to the other spiders.
Yeah, no, we can
after.
Yeah, sorry. No, I just
Anya Corazon. Oof.
I think it's just because Menta is like, wait a minute. But no, like that reveal was like pretty good, especially like with like Miguel being like, look, there's a universe without a Spider-Man. Like,
they got other people. This guy.
He's like, you can't be, like, he's like, you're an anomaly, you're nothing, I hate you, don't call me Tio ever again, don't give me empanada, even though they probably told you get me one. But yeah, you know, that reveal was like really, like, shook me in me bones, you know?
Yeah, and like another blink if you miss it, like thing I noticed on my second viewing, but not my first, is when they're getting the computer ready to send him back. Like when Miles is invisible,
yep.
He typed like he scans his eye. It says Earth 42, but like it's kind of a blink if you miss it thing. So yeah, if you notice that,
I noticed that, but I thought I was making a mistake because like I forgot the universe number for Miles's thing. I was like, maybe it is 42.
Yeah, like even in the beginning opening, before like the title, there's like the flash of the lottery thing with the number 42, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the spider had 42 on it,
the
and
first
like
movie, when he fell, they had the things of 42.
Yeah, it's recurring.
Sick.
Yeah, it's a little
symbolism,
motif.
Yeah, because also people thought, like, for the first movie, like they thought like the 42 was like about what's the name of the book? Journey.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Yeah,
Muse.
yeah, because like it's like the meaning of life in that book's like the number 42.
And
or
to be
something.
fair, I don't think they planned out the events of the second movie around. Like from then, I feel like they ran with it.
Yeah,
from that.
Which is fun.
That's cool.
I like all the little hints. I also like the fact like Rio was like, you took out your braids. I'm like,
yeah, no, I caught on the second. What? It was too green. And also, like, her eyes are green. I couldn't tell if it was just the lighting.
Her eyes. I was about to mention that.
Yeah,
that's
like,
not my mom.
It was just, like the moment where she was like, "You're Spider-Man."
Who's that?
She's like, "Who's that?" Okay.
It was a really powerful scene, and when you're watching it and you don't know that he's in the wrong universe, like you're watching it being like ready to get emotional, and then like the movie just like grinds to a halt, which he says like, "Who's Spider-Man?" And you're like, I think that's one of the first like nods when you're like, oh no.
Yeah, no, because
they defied our expectations.
Again.
Oh, sorry,
Jesus.
Like
again.
I think also like things that scare me. Right? When he got tied up to the punching bag, right? And then
you thought Aaron punched his head in?
Because
I fully thought.
I thought that's where it was gonna end. And I was like, they just kill Miles on screen.
Fucking dying.
in front of my slushie.
Insane.
But it was just, like, that, plus then also, like, people can point out to, like, watch how, like, in the next movie they're gonna say, oh, keep your, like, don't watch, like, the mouth, watch the hands. I'm very excited.
You know, when, Uncle Aaron puts that record on, like, the vinyl, and then it, like, the screen shifts from that to the bottom of the punching bag. That shit is delicious.
It was...
Love that shit.
Very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
The whole
also, like, the colors...
Yes.
When he punches the bag.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Theories that, like, Miles Earth 42's, like, Prowler isn't, like, a villain, which I'm excited to, like, find out more about him either way.
Yeah. Because I'm just very...
Like a vigilante kind of vibe.
Yeah. I also like, for this film, they got a different voice actor for this, Miles.
Yo, okay, I came out the movie, I was joking.
Okay.
I was like, oh my god, there's an evil Dominican Miles. And I looked up the voice actor, I was like, he is Dominican!
Which... like... Also, I guess for context, so in the movie there's a joke, right? Where Rio is like, oh, like, I heard Spider-Man is Puerto Rican, right? And then Miles is like, no, he's Dominican. He looks Dominican to me. So it just evolved.
That makes sense.
into this, so it's, like, kind of like... it's like a goofy little moment.
Our little goof abouts.
But, like, I think also... Isn't Miles wearing, like, green and purple?
Oh yeah, the jacket he puts on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something.
And that's the
Yeah,
Prowler's
the
colors,
hoodie.
yeah.
Yep.
Miles' clothes, right? Sorry, I'm pulling this all the way back to the rooftop party scene.
It's fine. It's a podcast.
I know. Like the congratulations party for Jeff. Like the people who come up to him, like the aunties who like grab his shirt. It's like, oh my god, I like this shirt. That's so real. Like, I don't know, that little detail really hit me.
The more I talk about this movie, the more thoughts I have, which is good. It's just organizing them's a problem.
Some movies delete your brain cells. This one is making them multiply so rapidly.
Yeah. I think, again, it's just, like, there's so much happening in the movie. Because, I guess for reference for people, we do have, like, a little, like, bullet point thing. We're still on, like, the third bullet point.
We jumped around a little bit. Like, we touched upon sound design a little.
Go watch the movie if you haven't. just go.
Please do. Could we talk about our boys Pavitcher and Hobie?
Yes, I was gonna get to Hobie, and I love them. I'm so normal.
They're just besties, and I love that for them.
Exactly. Like, I like that Hobie is from the jump. He just wasn't about it. He's just stealing. Like, I didn't even know if he was, like, actually stealing stuff until people, like, point it out, and then also by the end of the movie.
He's also, like, a genius. Like, a real... Come on.
Yeah. Sorry.
He MacGyvered that shit.
Like, I like that he, like, Hobie is just a people's person. I like that he was always, like, pro Miles from the jump, because...
Like, always looking out for the little guy.
Because Miles was, like, literally goes against, like, the existence that, like, Miguel, like, what is, like, Miguel wants to, I don't know, wants to prove? Whatever. But,
like his theory.
Yeah, like, because and it's, like, so perfect for, like, an actual, like, punk character, too. And it's, I don't know, I just think it's great. And then I love Pav. I like that he's, like, kind of, like, the one Spider-Man that's a little cocky.
He's the perfect Spider-Man.
But,
I like how he calls his Aunt May May
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's like a cute little...
Yeah, I heard like in Indian culture, like the name, like the title goes after the name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also hear that, like, the writers almost got Pav so wrong. Like, this movie could have been awful had the voice actor and, like, consultants not stepped in and been like, hey, help me fix this.
Right. They did a lot of research for this, and especially changing up his design from the comics.
Art is so cool. Collaborative processes are
They
so
are.
cool.
And I think that, like, doing that kind of research is really important in order to get that, like, authentic, like, representation. And also, like, Moonbatten is, like, the way that he, like, introduced it, he was like, this is how the traffic is, this is where also the traffic is, and then it points to, this is where, like, the British stole a lot of our stuff. I was like, oh my god, colonialism. Crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, I had, like, step away for 2 seconds, I wasn't sure if my cat was jumping out the window.
She had to save her life.
Jelly, no! Is she okay?
But, so I'm not sure if this was already touched up.
Is she okay?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's fine.
Yeah, no, she's fine. She just looked really far in the window, like she was trying to push out the screen. No. And I was like, I can't. I think it's like, yeah, it's like 4. She'll be fine. But like the costuming for Peter was
what
like
an upgrade.
No, right?
100%.
Yeah, his comic book is bad.
So I've heard.
Yeah, it's like for reference for like people, his comic book outfit is just the normal Spider-Man suit.
It has like very similar vibes to those twins from Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter movies. Like Padma and Parvati.
Yeah.
Like their Yule Ball looks were not it.
Like it's literally just a Spider-Man suit. It's not very like fun, which like I think with Spider-Verse, like the goal is with character design is always like
make them distinct.
Yeah.
Let him show off his flow.
Like very distinct, very like silhouette based and stuff. And I love his new design. I also like that like the people who worked on the film have been like putting up references for everything. And then even like outside of that, we've been getting like people like talking about like also cultural significance within his costume too, because I think there's like actually some religious like significance in his, like,
I saw like a thread or two
about
that.
Yeah, like with like some of the patterns and stuff. So I think that's really cool. Like I really love his like design. I think he's a little fun character. I can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah.
Me too. I love that, like, the way that he explains why his hair is so perfect. He's like, just coconut oil, praying, genetics.
No, because literally
that's his routine.
Yeah, it's literally it's like, I just like that they're in a really interesting way a foil to like R.I. Peter from the first movie.
It's so easy for him.
Yeah.
Nothing bad has happened to him yet.
Like, he's kind of like the perfect quote-unquote Spider-Man, but like instead of him like meeting like a very sad fate,
his canon event,
like he gets like oh my god, canon event. You know what? You know what?
I'm excited to find out what like the actual cause of the rifts in reality are. Reality, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Reality. But yeah, no, because Miguel's theory is obviously not all there. Like, I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
No.
But
like the fact that remember to be so I guess for like the synopsis I gave, basically the whole movie is hinging on the fact that everyone's upset that Miles still has a dad that's alive.
You're so right.
And this is like a year after he lost his uncle, so they're expecting him to be okay with it.
Like, because basically canon events are like the typical beats in a Spider-Man story. Someone's uncle dies, then close police officer to them dies. Oh my god.
What?
You excited for more Gwens and beyond?
I'm not unpacking that. So it's like all of those beats. So like basically Miles ends up saving the police officer in Pau's universe. And so that's why like that's why Miguel says beef him. He's like, well, look at what you did. You basically made Mumbattan like sink into the void of the, oh my god, the spot. But like
his hole, bro.
Yeah. It's like whenever I talk about stuff, I realize I'm like, oh my god, right, that thing happened and that thing happened. But basically, everyone has beef with Miles because he doesn't want his dad to die.
I think a good point for that is by the way, not many people. My friend Paul didn't catch on, but I don't know how like widespread it is. But like Gayatri and Captain Singh are basically Pavita's Gwen and Captain Stacy. I mean that was pretty obvious to me, but also my friend Paul, is the smartest. But I think
I used to sing Paul on the podcast.
Hi Paul, shout out to Paul. Who listened to like
shout out to Paul.
listened to like literally our podcast and showed it to I think a friend of his.
Oh,
shout out to
Paul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like with the parallels, I think it's if you catch oh my, I hate that I always have to look up names so that I can have like
Gayatri?
Yes, thank you.
Yippee.
Gayatri's like cuz Gayatri sing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like
GS, the initials.
yeah, like
Oh my gosh.
GS and then
That I just realized the initials.
yeah.
That's mind blowing.
Oh, Paul and Kait can.
You are Paul now.
I'm Paul now. Damn.
But yeah, no, because I think oh wait, no, because the commissioner, like you hear his last name, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Singh. Yeah, so
Yeah, so like I think it's like more like yeah, it's like pretty obvious. Like it's obvious enough, but like if you don't get it, it's not really held against you.
because it's not always Captain Stacy. It just has to be a police captain closest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just happens to be Miles's dad.
Because presumably in Miles' universe, like Peter already went through that with Gwen. He already had a Gwen, and the Captain Stacy and all that. So it probably happened earlier in his career.
Right.
Because a lot of things that like people, Gwen Stacy is kind of been redefined as who she is now as Spider-Woman, but also like she was always a Peter supporting character that like kind of died early on in the comics. Like, before Spider-Gwen, presumably yes, but also like, before Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy was pretty much like just dead. I think she came back as a clone or something, but you know comics are weird. But like the canon events,
clone, along with like the Ben Reilly clone, there was a bunch of shit going on.
Yeah, very weird stuff. But with the canon events, I think a point that's gonna be made in the third film, not to get too far ahead, but I think like people like it's become a meme like, oh, what's their canon event? What's their canon event? And while I think it is true, there's like typical things that like relate to each Spider person. I also want to call out the BS on it too, because not everyone gets bit. And, you know, there's other anomalies that, like, Peter B. Parker had his kid because he met Miles. And,
Right.
I think it's very intentional on the movie's part.
Yeah, like, the movie
the
is...
The person enforcing all this is Miguel. Yeah. A very unconventional Spider-Man.
Yeah, like, he doesn't even, like, he wasn't even bit by a spider. He can't climb normally without his claws.
Sense.
Yeah. And Jessica, Drew, and Ben... Someone pointed out that like Miguel, Jess, and Drew are like Jessica's comic origins are complicated too, and Ben's a clone. Like they're saying like it's kind of like telling that the three like main enforcers of like Miguel's crew are more unconventional than Miles is.
I think it's even funnier, like on Miguel's end, to be like, well, this has to happen to you, Miles. You're Spider-Man. I'm like, weren't you literally telling him that he's an anomaly and shouldn't exist like a second ago, sir?
Sir,
like,
you're a
what do you
vampire.
mean?
But also, while we're on this section of like characters and whatnot, can we just talk about Ben Reilly, played by
Andy Samberg? I didn't know.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Like, I'm so... Okay, so I've been reading a lot of Spider-Man threads. I know, shocker. I watched a Spider-Man movie. I start reading.
Oh my god, shocker! Like, like Miguel.
But okay. So I recently read one about like Jewish representation through Peter Parker, right?
Did I send that one to you?
I saw it on my timeline actually.
Slay.
Yeah, but then I think you also sent it to me. So both are very easy possibility because our timelines intersect a lot. But I just found it very interesting. Well, not like interesting. I like that in like Spider-Wait. I need to fact check something very quickly. Something very specific, very quickly. But but basically I like that like in the movies they like really like They like still have hints at it, which is nice. You know, and like I think with Ben Reilly especially, I think it's like very like cool that they got Andy Samberg.
Yeah, because Chris Pine and Jake Johnson are Jewish too.
Yeah, I was trying to check if Jake Johnson was Jewish. That was why I had to like pause for 2 seconds.
Funny enough though, Jack Quaid also plays Peter, but like he's not Jewish. And I had a friend point this out that like it's might have been intentional because that's the Peter that turned into like a lizard, and then that ties into conspiracy theories and stuff.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
like
super anti-Semitic.
So it's like clearly like there's and you know in the first Into the Spider-Verse like Peter like at his wedding he steps on a glass, which is like a Jewish wedding tradition. So it's like
Chris Pine also Jewish?
So it's very someone on the team is very very adamantly trying to point out like trying to explore that part of Peter that even the comics don't really lean into.
Yeah, like I think with the comics it also just depends on which one too, because I know that at least like in certain runs they like make it like kind of what is it? It's like
implied?
Not implied. Like they incorporate Yiddish, I think.
Oh yeah, Yiddish.
And then like people were talking about like there's like a very specific like linguistic thing. I forget the exact.
Oh, like the bold and the
like the bold, and then it's like especially like in New York specifically.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And stuff like that. There's like a very specific like linguistic thing. Like
so like he talks like Fran Drescher?
Yeah, that. But like I don't know, I found it very interesting. I also just like that they're doing that too. This I don't remember what original topic. Oh, Ben Reilly. You know,
Edgelord.
I love Ben Reilly. He's one of the few people I was like, I know him actually. I sat there like, that's Ben Reilly. And I cheered in the theater. But I like his performance. I like that he's like an emo boy in this. Like, well, more emo than usual.
Yeah, because the 90s comics were just so edgy and over-narrated and stuff. That's why he's, like, talking to himself.
I'm such a big fan of them because of that.
I love that.
Like, also Venom. Like, Venom as a concept is so good.
Checking out the corner. Heard a noise. I'm inside the alley. Yeah.
Like, I just think it was really good. I think the whole movie has, like, really, really good casting in general.
Oh, casting.
Like, I don't have gripes of anyone into casting really. Like I know I don't, because like okay, I think the one that like kind of surprised me, not like in a bad way, like Daniel Kaluuya as Hobie. I don't know why.
I love Daniel Kaluuya.
I love him.
I wasn't expecting him to be British. I thought they were gonna make him like fake American again.
Oh
so
no!
I was so happy for him.
No, they had that Union Jack on. I said they're gonna make him so British.
The
I just know how British.
Line delivery ever is like when he takes off his mask. He's like, "How are you even cooler under the mask?" And he's like, "I was always this cool."
Love.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love the fact that he does not pronounce his H's. I'm like this because apparently
Obi Brown.
Yeah. Because I think also Daniel is from, like, the same area where Hobie's from.
That's
too.
Perfect.
And he helped out with, like, a lot of, like, the, like, slang and, like, localization stuff. And I was like, oh, this is delicious. I'm also obsessed with localization things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very obsessed. It's, like, it's to the point where, like, at one point I almost was gonna watch, like, the Spanish dub of The Simpsons that airs in Mexico, but then I realized I wouldn't get, like, the localization references, but I really want to because people say it's, like, a really good, like a really good adaptation. I'm, like, obsessed with it. But I really like that aspect. I just like that they're, like, you know, taking, like, little, like, considerations and stuff and, like, voice performance 100%. And, like, writing, and I think that's
I feel like
neat.
People overlook casting. You just really, like, get a better understanding when you see really good casting and like just a really good like voiceover cast in general.
I was gonna wait for the voice acting session to say it, but like this has been on my mind for a while because in the world of animation and animated movies specifically, it's usually a controversy when like instead of getting voice actors to
Yes,
voice,
like celebrities.
they get like celebrities.
I was just about to
Right.
say.
But like when you have a movie where you have genuine people, like people like that are in it for the craft, like this, and you have celebrities that are they date. It's not just a paycheck. It's a role that like any other role,
Or
like live action.
actors, capital A actors.
Yeah, that is a clear difference, and I think like people when they say like, hey, like why don't you just get voice actors instead of celebrities? They're not always seeing the full picture. When something like this has basically like the only voice actors are the people that voice Spider-Man and other forms of media, but every like character, like your Miles or Miguel's or your Peters, your Gwen's, like they're all like celebrities. And like the actress who plays Rio, Miles' mom, Rio, she was in Transformers playing Anthony Ramos' mom in live action a week after Spider-Verse came out. And
yeah, I do think the whole like hire VAs instead of like big name celebrities is still a good general
Very
guidance.
important, please.
But like in this case, these celebrities are really accomplished actors and are able to translate that into audio.
Yeah, and even then, like with some of the actors, because like I'm familiar with like some of their work outside of this movie. So like Shameik Moore, who plays Miles, right? He was a part of Incredible Crew.
Incredible Crew Years.
Yeah, Incredible Crew Years.
Yes.
But so like I feel like that show too kind of prepared him in a like, because it's a very like anime. If you were alive during the year of like 2010 Cartoon Network,
Delicious year.
Yeah, very delicious year. You understand how like animated the live action stuff was. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. But like I think that just helped him prepare, and it also helps that he's just, like again like a naturally good actor. Like I've also seen him in Dope.
Yeah,
I've also seen him in The Get Down. Watch The Get Down, by the way.
Good show.
Please.
I should rewatch The Get Down.
Yeah, you
On
should.
my way.
I need to finish it actually. but like I think that really helps. And then again, like some of the people, like from what I remember, I don't know Jake Johnson specifically had voice acting work before Peter B. Parker. I don't remember, I should say. But he was on New Girl. And that's someone who's seen New Girl twice now. It's like the same character, and it's really good. He does a good job. And also his voice is like just naturally animated. But I think that they did such a good job with casting people who like encompass the character. Like,
this isn't a Chris Pratt situation.
Right. Because, like, I feel like voice acting is acting, and you could get big names that are actually really good at voice acting. I mean, like, the argument for me is, like, are you really there to cast this person because that they encompass this character? Like, do they fit the role? Or are you just there just for the big name / the cash grab?
Exactly.
Sure.
Like, I'm sorry, as a 5-year-old, I did not care that Mike Myers was voicing Shrek.
Facts.
I don't think that's a good example because I think I would have cared if Eddie Murphy was voicing Donkey. But
I would have absolutely cared.
You just listed 2 of the like best celebrity casting voice actors.
Like,
they aren't primarily that.
Yeah, but like as a kid, I wouldn't like. I'm like, oh yeah, it's the guy. Like,
especially Eddie Murphy.
It's like a draw for the parents.
Yeah, and even then, like, why should the parents care that much? Like, you're not gonna see your favorite celebrity. Like, I guess that you get a kick out of it. Like, it's fun hearing Eddie Murphy voice a talking donkey.
He was so good as Mushu.
He was really good.
Real.
I'm literally naming, like, people I actually think are good at voice acting. I need to think of someone who I think is awful at it. I don't know. I can't think of anything really right now.
I can, but I won't bring them up.
Example that comes to mind is the Ratchet and Clank movie that they had James Arnold Taylor who does Ratchet, but they also had like celebrities like Bella Thorne and other examples that I cannot think of right now. But that's one that like see, that one had like a mix though, because also John Goodman's in it. John Goodman's another good live action voice actor.
Yeah. Scoob was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not it's like, which is weird because I think Scoob also is like one of those ones where I'm like, I feel like the guy who voices Shaggy is actually qualified. He voices Abe Lincoln in Clone High.
Yeah, it's like a very mixed bag with Scoob.
Yeah, because like with Scoob, it's I mean I have other issues with Scoob. Listen to our podcast episode
Shout
about
out.
Scoob, but yeah, shout out to 1224 podcast. Like with that, when I didn't like the voice acting as much, even though there are people in there, like there's celebrities in there, Scoob is also just not a good example, because like, as much as I don't like Gina Rodriguez,
I forgot she was Velma in that. I was trying to remember.
yeah, no, she's a pretty decent voice actress. It's like,
she's a really good voice actor for someone I hate.
but it's definitely like, I feel like that one also like kind of falters from it, because they did get Frank Welker, in the movie, but only as Scooby, but not as Fred, even though he voices both.
He's already in the studio, just
Yeah.
have him.
And it saves
Like,
money too, like, or like, it saves time.
Yeah. Because they got Zac Efron to do Fred, which, like, it wasn't bad. It was just, like, confusing. Like, just get the guy.
Really
He's already there.
Oh, okay. I just want to give, like, a huge shout out to Haley Steinfeld for just being a spectacular Gwen, and voice actor.
She's phenomenal.
100%.
She's very
Something
phenomenal.
about Haley Steinfeld.
No,
Whoever's representing her is doing an amazing job. They're getting her on every
no,
project.
real.
Like
Arcane, Chef's Kiss.
Yeah, no, Arcane's really... I keep forgetting
Arcane
she's in...
Transformers?
Oh my
I keep
gosh.
forgetting she's in Arcane.
You're so right.
That's, like, the one thing I always forget.
Like, Spider-Verse really birthed this, and then also, like, had Haley Steinfeld go straight
I
to
just
it.
remembered her.
Haley Steinfeld is great in this movie. Like, just another.
I
level.
know. I just remembered her from Pitch Perfect 2. Look how far she came, you know?
We do not talk about Pitch Perfect 2 and her character's involvement in that movie.
She was really good in Bumblebee.
Oh, Bumblebee
too.
was so good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, Bumblebee came out December 2018, same month as Spider-Verse,
it really
and
did.
then
I didn't see it when it came
and then
out.
like this month was Spider-Verse and Transformers: Rise of the Beast. So it's like my brain works like that. I just put two dots together. But yeah, Transformers and Spider-Verse. So I'm assuming by
Hawkeye.
the time Beyond comes out, yeah, they need to put out another Transformers movie for Beyond.
At the same time.
Like,
Put Rat Trap in that one.
I do want to... Okay, because it's just been on my mind. Because it's always on my mind. Unless if people have more stuff to say about voice acting, because it's about to steer.
No?
Jesus, take the wheel. Come on.
Okay, I'm in the seat now. Vroom vroom.
Charlie.
Oh no, Jesus.
So art, right?
Yes.
Art exists. This is an
Yeah.
animated film. You know I'm going to talk about.
Okay, animation major
This is such a gorgeous film.
or animation degree.
Not major anymore.
Degree.
Animation degree
Yes.
holder. That's right. Well, no, you're not voiceover.
I'm a
You're just
voiceover
film.
minor or voiceover
Haha,
minor
gay
degree.
boy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I never learned how to read.
Oh my god, same.
animation's so gorgeous in this film. So remember when I said I cried? Like, I almost cried. It's literally because Gwen's universe is so pretty. And it's, like, a melting... Because, okay, so... I talked about this in Puss in Boots, how, like, people are, like, doing the quote-unquote Spider-Verse style, but, like, they're taking, like, different influences. There is no Spider-Verse style anymore. Spider-Verse style is just going, like, balls to the walls crazy. You, like, see that in the corner? That's Spider-Verse style. It's so good.
The way they animated Hobie, I can't wrap my head around it.
It took 3 years.
What do you mean they have, like, a secret Hobie?
Yes. It took 3 years to
His
animate
legs.
him. The vulture.
Ooh, the Renaissance vulture.
Renaissance Vulture.
Da Vinci vulture.
That's my...
Huh?
Leonardo da Vulture.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
It's just us screaming in Boston. That's all this is. But yeah, I'm very normal about this movie.
For sure.
Gwen's Universe. Okay, I hear people calling it, like, watercolory, but I always got, like, you know, in the theater, I got, like, an oil paints kind of vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like, with the brush strokes.
It's very oil painty. I also just love that it changes color, like, throughout emotion.
The part where she unmasks, right? And her dad is there, and he's standing, and it starts glowing, like, bright orange, and you think, like, for a moment, you're so full of hope that he's gonna, like, put the gun to her, and he's like, you have the right to remain silent. This movie loves to catfish me.
Yeah. We are both very normal about this movie.
I remember, like, that moment, too, and then, like, it cuts to, like, a shot of Gwen's dad, like, in red, white, and blue, but with, like, a white background, too. Oh my gosh. So good.
I didn't catch that. I gotta see this.
I'm so glad at least 2 people saw this movie more than once.
I don't know. People have been talking about this, about, like, Gwen being possibly, like, transcoded, just because of, like, the blues and the pinks, and then, just the fact that her dad is also wearing, like, a trans flag patch, too.
Yeah. And then, like, the Protect Trans Lives, flag.
Yeah.
Wasn't it trans kids?
Yeah.
Spicy. Love that for her.
Like, I think it would be really sick if they confirm it.
That would be.
I think it'll be very cash money if they confirm it, especially during, what month is it? Wow, that's great. It's June?
It's also, Hell in America for trans folks.
Yeah.
So.
Facts.
Like, I think, like, also because, too, I guess, like, going back to, like, general themes and story stuff, like, the Spider-Man, like, story experience always feels like a coming out experience. Like, again, the scene with, like,
literally, yeah,
with, like, Rio and Miles, like, in the alternate dimension felt very much like a coming out scene. Because he's like, please tell me you won't love me, like, you won't look at me different. And I was like, whoa.
And, like, no, the advice that Gwen gives Miles, again, on, like, not telling his parents, for me, like, that hit as, hey, you will not be safe at home, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
I don't know, it was very, like, personally relevant. When, you know, he probably will.
Right.
Like, and then also just again with, like, found family stuff is, like, very, like, not saying that found family is, like, a very, like, it's, like, a very, like, queer-centric, like, theme, but
Queers eat that shit up.
We do. Yeah, we do.
I've heard.
Power Rangers 2017,
Power Rangers
baby.
2017.
Leave me alone.
Leave you alone.
Oh, speaking of,
you're the one who
Becky
brought this.
G.
Oh, Becky G.
Becky G.
Oh, Becky.
She's
G.
in the soundtrack.
Yeah, she's in the soundtrack.
She's in the
my
deluxe.
God.
Wait. The only thing that would be better, well, not better, but, like, the thing about Gwen being trans, obviously it sparked a lot of chronically online people arguing about this, but something I've seen people try to disprove it with is, no, that's not a trans flag on Gwen's dad's jacket. That's, like, I don't know, whatever.
Are you fucking serious?
I don't know how rank works.
Like, girl.
But no, Kate, shut the fuck up. No, like, obviously, in one scene you do see that it is those medals, but again, Gwen's universe is, like, super impressionistic, you know? So it can be both. Also, okay, you don't think Gwen is trans? Her dad is trans. That's why he looks so different in this movie.
I think everyone's trans.
Yeah, that's the trans universe.
It's
I love that.
Sick and cash money.
It's super cash money.
Yeah, like, look, I hope, like, I think, again, very cool, very, very cool if, like, I don't know, like, the biggest animated blockbuster in the past year has a confirmed
really
trans
fucking cool if they did that.
character who is also a main character, and, like...
Also, she borrows Hobie's Chucks. They wear a similar shoe size.
But I don't know. I think it'll be very, very, very cool.
Be a cool thing
Lord
for them to do.
and Miller and Sony. I think it'll be very cool.
Real.
Like, the movie couldn't be more in your face about it. Like, the allegory is very set in stone there. Be really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Were there any other thoughts specifically about, like, the art and animation?
You know how Spectacular is in this? Like, Spectacular Spider-Man?
Yeah.
He's not animated in 2D. It looks like it, but he's
3D.
That's wild
That
to me.
is.
I just saw his head turn, that's how I knew.
I think that was like some good because there's multiple Insomniac Spider-Man, and some of them like one looks exactly like the game and other ones like kind of more traditionally animated. It could be that, or because like we see the 60s Spider-Man and he's like 2D, but also that like show had like one plane really. And the Spectacular Spider-Man like a more modern cartoon, so it had like different angles and whatnot. Like it was a more, so I think that's probably why. Like it was a 2D show, but the world wasn't 2D. While the 60 Spider-Man, the joke was that he was 2D because like back then animation, they had the budget of like 5 cents, so that's why he was only 2D.
Yeah. Also, tangentially related, just popped up in my head. That 14-year-old who animated the Lego sequence, incredible job. I love you. I hope you're getting compensated fairly.
They were 14,
No
I thought they were 10.
No, they're
they
14.
Because if they're 10, I hope they're getting compensated fairly.
Wait, are they? Hold on.
I don't know. Like, they're young. They're a minor.
Yeah.
So I hope they're getting paid good.
Regardless,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's 14.
Oh, I didn't expect that. I got so excited. And it was a 14-year-old black kid that did this. Yes. And just like as someone who at 14 loved Legos and loved Spider-Man, Lego. Nah, there's no S in the plural. Like something is just like it's a part of me is like, wow, like I may be 22 now, but the fact that like that somebody like me at that age who likes both of those things can go on and do stuff like that, it's pretty inspirational. And
Yeah.
I think if I ever have kids, like I'll kind of want them to express their interest like that. But another part about the animation that I wanted to talk about was Chris Anka, one of the character designers. He has a Twitter. He's posting like character designs on Twitter, like daily. I recommend people check that out.
Oh, yes.
But just there was a lot of good, unique character designs.
I think one thing I really liked, this is like another like, okay, of course universe is different, like art styles. I like Pav's universe, like how it's very brushstrokey. I don't know, like I noticed it, especially like on his costume. I just thought it was neat. I just think everything's neat. I don't add any productive conversation to these things anymore. I just say thing good, and then I just like start gushing, and then I'm like, oh, thing good.
That's
what
me.
Podcasts are for. They're for gushing.
You're like, shut up.
Leave me alone.
But yeah, no, I just, especially for art, it's like always hard for me to explain. I think with Spider-Verse 2, I'm just so impressed, or at least like the past few things we've been talking about, I've always just been so impressed by like that, by the like the visual aspect of it, that like I just don't know how to express it. And I think with Spider-Verse it's especially just hard because it's literally like everything, well, insert movie title here.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It's yeah, I also just couldn't remember like the parody version. Oh my god, we need to talk about the bagel.
Oh, the bagel.
Bagel Gate.
I hope you're having a terrible night.
We can't keep mentioning the fic.
I had my letterbox joke was like, sorry, just one more thing before we move on. Is that I said that animated movies like Puss in Boots and TMNT, while this might be a bit of an ignorant statement, like I'm kind of, it's an oversimplification, but like they're kind of taking a cue from Into the Spider-Verse animation style, and then Across the Spider-Verse like comes out and it's like it just shits all over what the first movie did. So now all the animation studios are probably going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. It's, it's just further opening the door for, like, more experimental styles.
Yes.
Yeah, and
maybe this is how people feel about capitalism.
Like, I think also, too, what works, too, like, with it is that, like, so, like, the Spider-Verse, I mentioned this in Puss in Boots, but now I have, like, an extra reference this time. So, like, with Puss in Boots, it's very, like, oil painty, like, storybook, right? And then with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, the Mutant Mayhem, with that one coming out, it's more so, like, you doodling in the margins of, like, your notebook in the middle of class, right? So it has, like, more grit to it.
Also, like, gentle claymation vibes.
Yeah, like, I feel like that one does feel more claymation-y than, like, the others.
I want to put it in my mouth.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
It's really cool that, like, it's not like they're, like, copying the style, but, like, using those kinds of techniques.
It's
influences to, like, put it into their own spin to fit with the story and the characters.
Studios realizing this can be profitable.
Yeah. But I like that they did kind of their own thing. And then, like, Intergalactic, like, also, like, took cues, too. I have, like, very mixed opinions about I need to rewatch it or something. But, I think, like, it's a good thing for animation, especially, like, now, because we kind of went through, like, a really intense, like, we must have every little detail perfect. And I'm like...
Render it!
And I'm just like, yeah, we can. But have you considered... I want my films to look kind of distinct from one another. I like when things feel like they're more of their own identity, in a sense, or, like, have different, like, visual reference points. Okay, also, I guess for reference, I've mentioned this before, I'm mainly a 2D animation person, like, that's what I studied, so, like, when it comes to 3D, I'm not, like, the most knowledgeable, okay? So, like, sometimes when I say things, it's not gonna be, like, very informed, but I think that that's the thing with, like, 3D sometimes with me. It's, like, not like everything looks the same, because it doesn't, but, like, I feel like sometimes it feels like it's...
In past years, it kind of was the case sometimes.
Yeah, but, like, I feel like sometimes it was so, like, hingent on, like, the brand, like, the company style versus, like, its own individual style in, like, a story.
Yeah, like, the goal shouldn't be replicating live action, in a sense.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, because of movies like, you know, Mutant Mayhem and Puss in Boots and Spider-Verse, and even, like, The Bad Guys, which is an example it's a bit different off cuff. And even what Pixar's doing, like, what it's doing, it's kind of making, like, what the in-house, like, Walt Disney Animation Studio is looking like, kind of, look at them kind of different in retrospective, because everything since, like, 2010 up until, Raya and the Last Dragon, I forget what comes after that, but, like, all that stuff is, like, kind of in a similar style. Like, if they were all in the same universe, like, I wouldn't put it, and I didn't know what the movies were, I wouldn't, like, disagree. And it's, like, it's kind of pressure on Disney now, and I know Wish is looking to be a bit different.
I've heard really cool things about Wish.
I'm really hoping that it's, like, a healthy thing for the industry, you know?
Yeah, definitely. This really is what people think about capitalism. And in this case, I guess it's true. Like, it breeds innovation.
Yeah. Just like how Hobie made the time jumper.
His little Omnitrix.
Wow, my voice really got shot out.
Could we, like...
I'm good.
I also wanted to bring up...
H.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I also wanted to bring up that, like, in productions, like, they were working on both Across and Beyond simultaneously at the same time.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I've heard very mixed things about the project in terms of work environment stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which concerns me. Like, it's also just been, like, a conversation in general lately, too.
Oh, this is the other thing they say about capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Like, unions and strike, well, especially with, like, the writer strike going on and just trying to unionize the animation industry, too. Oof.
Yeah, like, I'm glad that more places are getting unionized. Like, okay, this is like a TV company, but Titmouse, in New York recently got unionized. So it's
Good
like the
for
first,
them.
like, it's the first animation studio to get unionized in the East Coast, I think, or something, which is great. But I think especially with the Spider-Verse thing too, like, again, Hobie is special. Like, I always use Hobie as a jumping off point because, like,
Yeah, like from an art standpoint, that's incredible. However,
he took 3 years to animate.
It's
That's
not
insane.
sustainable. Like, if people are having to drop out of this field because of, like, the working
My
conditions,
God.
like, and the effect on their health, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah, like, especially, like, lately there's been, like, a lot of, like, horror stories or, like, just, like, I don't know, like, very tragic art community events that have been happening. And so I've been more wary than ever about, like, animated projects in general. Like, even, like, again, Spider-Verse is a great movie, and it's, like, beautiful, and, like, I love, like, the technological things they've done with it, but also it's, like, just so concerning, especially, too, because they're working on 2 movies at the same time. That's insane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, no matter what, like, I get it. Like, I understand there's a pandemic, so push back, like, movies, but then also keep in mind, like, they haven't announced a new, like, release date for the second movie yet. It's still at that, like, March 28th, like, or March, like, something, like, 2024.
Just next
Right?
year. Wow.
Not even next year. It's, like, in 10 months.
True, yeah.
Like,
Shit.
like, so I'm just, like, really concerned about, like, I don't know, I think I'm just concerned, like, post-Spider-Verse about, like, work conditions, because since I feel like right now Spider-Verse is kind of, like, a blueprint, like, for the, like, theatrical, like, animation, industry, that, like, they're going to start, like, a lot of people are going to try to start pushing stuff like that more. And,
These
like,
movies, like, are super ambitious, but they shouldn't come at the cost of workers.
yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I've just been kind of concerned about the animation community for, like, a while now, you know? It's very normal.
Right.
Very, very regular shit.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Capitalism sucks.
It does.
But not when they're giving me money for a job.
Really good. Me and capitalism are best friends when they are giving money in exchange for labor.
Yeah, I love capitalism. I love, please check out my portfolio. I'm a normal
Give
person,
us
I promise.
jobs. I mean, like, with such a groundbreaking, like, style, like, that shit takes time, obviously. And, like, I feel like they should take their time with it, and I wouldn't be surprised / I wouldn't mind if they pushed it back, because, like, if it's at the cost of, like, people working their asses off, then it's not worth it to see it in literally 10 months.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, even if they just push it back, I'll feel a little better about it.
We gotta make sure the studios know this.
Like, the tiniest bit
Facts.
better.
Violence.
Sony, please. Like, y'all
Sony,
are kind of
I won't ask twice.
really bad. Right?
Again, I like the movie, like, an abnormal amount. An abnormal amount. I would go see that movie 10 times if I had the money.
I like how much better Penny looks in this.
It's because she went through
Oh,
her
yeah.
Evangelion event or something. Like,
Well, it was a glow up.
I love that. I love that the OG, like, cast, or, like, the spider people from Into came back too. And in the end.
yeah, I was just happy. I was like, oh yeah, there they are. I think that's what's concerning for me, writing wise, for Beyond, because if this movie felt really, like, stacked to the brim, what?
Yeah.
Like a turducken.
Yeah, not even.
Like a turducka. Getting in.
Yeah, like that. Like, I think that's where my concern is for the next movie. It's just like, there's so many characters now, and so many plot points, and the spot, like, okay, we did not discuss this thing at all.
Also, Miguel, I think it's really funny. Like, I know, like, those two get a lot of discussion outside of this podcast.
Yeah.
But...
like, just watch the movie. Look. Like, because, okay, for, like, the third movie, it's gonna be Miguel and the Spot are gonna be, like, the two main antagonists, right? The Spot was, like, a wanted villain. He's the guy who got hit with the bagel in the first movie. There.
I knew it.
Sorry, we didn't talk about the villains a lot.
Sorry, we didn't talk about his holes.
Like, sorry, if you want discussion about those two, just go online. Everyone talks about them. I'm at a point where I'm about to block out the word Miguel on my phone. I'm at that point. But
so many fan cams.
So many fan cams. So much fan. I get it. He's voiced by Oscar Isaac. I understand that. I understand. As an Oscar Isaac fan, I definitely understand it. Please stop showing me him. Please. Every time I walk onto my little social media, I see him. It's always him, and it's him next to the Lego. Or it's him next to PBP. Or it's just him by himself. Give that man rest. I don't even like him that much.
He's getting passed around.
By the end of the movie, I hated him. Please stop showing me him. I do not care if he's voiced by Oscar Isaac. Please stop.
Stop pretending he's sexy. He's beefing with a 15-year-old.
He's literally beefing with a 15.
Please.
I'm done.
That is not sexy.
It's not. But
can we talk about Lila?
That's my baby.
Love her.
No more Miguel.
I like that they made her design in this movie, like, sort of have more like a yellow glow. I don't know, it seems like more cohesive. She's like a little guy.
Not nearly enough of her.
I love her.
I
know.
Not nearly enough.
There's so many characters in this movie. It's like,
yeah.
Every time I'm like, oh yeah, and I'm like, well, there's that one.
I'm like, I'm sure that's it.
Yeah, Spider Bite's there. Spider Bite minding her own business.
I adore that for her.
I admire her for that.
She's just chilling.
This meeting could be an email, and for me, it is.
Also, Mayday.
That's a baby.
You have a baby. I have a baby.
That was like the one thing.
Wait, that was a really good impression of both of them.
Yeah, I will say, Jeremy, you have very good impressions.
Really? I haven't even been trying.
Like, I've met you once.
I think it's the tone. It's very important.
Yeah.
You nail it.
There's like a really good, like, we watched like Black Panther, like all of us, and like, he did like really good like impression quotes of fun lines from it.
I don't know. I love like just saying things the exact way they were said. Like one of my favorite things to say is No Way Home, when they're talking about like Toby's webs and how he can shoot out of his wrist when they can't. and Tom Holland's like, no, we're not making fun of you, just that we can't do that. So naturally we're just curious as to how your web situation works. I love just doing that.
You should get into voice.
Did that shit again.
You should get into voice acting for you.
Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm following the wrong path. Hey, Kait, hook me up.
I got you.
Or
I got you with all the voiceover resources.
Speaking of Spider-Verse, I love I can't do it on command. He can't do it on command.
Yeah.
Oh, a line from the
That's
second
so
movie that I really love. Spider-Man, why'd you create that guy?
Have you guys seen sorry.
Oh no, please go.
Have you guys seen Lord & Miller's other movies? Cloudy, Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their humor is like right up my alley. Their timing is right up my alley. I love their style. So these movies are like,
I haven't seen the Lego movie
comedy are
forever.
crazy.
I have seen, I think the Lego movie, I've seen the first one, I've seen the Lego Ninjago movie. I haven't seen the second one.
I've seen the Lego movie and Lego
Oh
Batman.
no, and Lego Batman. I love Lego Batman's actually
Lego Batman.
really good. That's like the one I'm like, oh, I don't know, they kind of put something in this one.
The second one kind of makes me sad because no one saw it, and that's why I stopped making Lego movies. But also the song,
Wait, really?
like, yeah, like it wasn't a big box office draw because I guess Ninjago wasn't received well either.
I mean,
and plus it didn't make as much.
as someone who's watched Ninjago, the Lego Ninjago movie wasn't, like, my favorite either. Like, even in, like, the context where, like, I haven't really watched the show as much recently, it felt weird to me.
Yeah, I watched the show up until, like, the soft reboot. Like, the designs changed and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I will say, like, I do like the design changes.
Everyone's got, like, a point where they fell off in Ninjago. But everyone
you
watched
remember
it.
that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
It's like, was it the Ghost Pirates arc?
like, the fact that my little cousin is currently watching it, and he's explaining stuff to me is really funny.
It just never stopped.
Because I told him, I was like, I remember when the
real.
show came out, and he's like, huh? I'm like, the show's like 10 years old.
The second movie, the second Lego movie, though, has a better original song than Everything Is Awesome. And in fact, like, nobody knows it because no one saw the second one. Kind of makes me sad.
I planned on seeing it,
Well,
but I
time to
never
watch
did.
it.
And, like, the concept seemed so cool with, like, the little sister and the Duplos.
Unbelievable, super cool, outrageous, and amazing.
Ooh. I'm gonna eat that movie.
What? Oh my god, what was... Oh! I was gonna talk about the Spot, because I found him just so interesting.
Another
But-
great
He's a silly
celebrity voice
guy.
actor, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah,
Yes.
is he the guy who shows up in, like, all those things? No, he's not. No, that's a different person. But I liked that even in the trailers, because he really is, like, the one person you least expected to be one of the major antagonists of the movie and to actually be scared of him. All of this because of a bagel. A bagel?
All of it.
Like, come on, we saw him
A
fighting with an
bagel.
ATM. Begging the ATM to give him his money.
Like, fighting with an ATM, then Spider-Man's ordering a beef patty. And
Why
like,
do they
Spider-Man
call it an
ties him up, he's
ATM
like,
machine?
"Good cow."
The M stands for machine.
like, and then, oh yeah, cause like, okay. Cause the thing is too, the Spot, I will say, like near, like, so like midway point of the movie kind of like disappears. Cause he's just, destroying universes or whatever, just like having a fun time, cause Miguel needs to like beef with a 15-year-old for like the rest of the movie.
It's family infighting for no reason.
And, like, I kind of wish we got more of the Spot, but I know we're getting this, like, the second part, so I'm not, like, too upset about it. Again, I feel like this movie, there's just so much going on.
How long do you think Beyond is gonna be? Because I know we're gonna get more.
Probably be 2
But-
hours again. Like, if it's not a 2-hour movie again, like, I don't know.
Well, I think that this Across was a lot of setup, and Beyond's going to be a bunch of payoffs. So I don't think it's going to be either slightly longer than Across, but I don't see it being like significantly shorter or significantly longer.
Yeah, like,
Definitely.
I know a lot of people said they should have just done, like, a 4-hour movie. Kind of like the Batman, or the Sound of Music. Because apparently a lot of people didn't know it was a 2-parter going in. Because they don't pay attention to trailers.
I was really surprised that a lot of people didn't know it was going to be a 2-parter.
Yeah, because I know, like, some people don't watch trailers before. Like, I'm one of those people sometimes, like, to a certain extent.
Yeah, same.
But,
I
like,
feel like there was a lot of press before.
yeah, like, they've said it's a 2-part multiple times.
Yeah.
Y'all just weren't paying attention. That's you guys'
It's the
problem.
listening
That's on you.
comprehension.
Like, it's... Because I remember there were, like, videos, like, once, like, it officially released. Like, people were... Like, there was, like, a guy in the theater yelling. He's like, where's the rest of the movie?
Oh my god.
Because, like, there's no after credit scene also for the movie. Like, they tell you that it's a 2-parter at the very end. And it's just so funny because people were so upset. And I was like...
Like, if you weren't just sitting here to watch the credits like the rest of us, then, it's on you.
I sat for a while just in case, but then I just ended up looking it up and I said, okay, Dad, we can leave.
I just thought the credits were pretty.
Because my dad immediately was getting up. I said, sir, we have to sit down.
I really like
I don't
watching
think I know
the
the
credits,
everyone else
especially
is.
when it's like, when they do like animation on it too.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool. I love the visuals.
I love fun credits. That's one thing about the MCU I love.
Yeah.
The 3, that's the magic number.
That one was really cute.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So, as a credits connoisseur, the first Spider-Verse, like, ending credits is, like, one of my favorites of all time.
That one's fun.
Because it scratches my brain in such a specific way that, like...
As a music nerd, I love that version of Elevate because it's different than the one on the album.
Yes!
It's... Yeah,
Ooh.
no, because I remember I was listening to an album, like, why does it sound off? It's like...
It doesn't scratch my brain the same!
I remember... It's like with Arcane, how they never put the show version on Spotify. But they, like... So I have to, like, go on YouTube and, like, go through all these hoops, and, like, I just want to listen on Spotify.
I feel like such a freak when I do that.
But...
Like for Barbie songs.
I thought, like, in general, like, the credits for this one just make me sad. Because I just hear little violins and I start bawling. I'm like, oh my god, he's stuck in a universe. His mom doesn't think he's Spider-Man. It's like Huey and Riley beefing. I don't like this.
Oh my god.
The cliffhanger.
I never made that connection.
Oh yeah, no.
Wait, what was it?
Huey and Riley from the Boondocks.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's so right.
Because it was also because one of my friends didn't see, like, isn't really gonna be able to see the movie, so I was, like, doing, like, little jokey spoiler stuff. Like, you know, like, things like spoilers without context, so they just use, like, random pictures that, like, kind of, like, tangentially... Yeah, I did one of those.
That's
I
funny.
Just put, like, Huey and Riley, that's all I put. But... Oh yeah, no, I thought it was very emotional, and now I want to talk about the general music of the film.
Let's talk about it.
Segue.
Daniel Pemberton,
So you
did it again.
Yup.
Like, it's good. I don't know what y'all want me to say. It's good.
Oh, speaking of spoilers without context, I had a friend who's not going to be able to see it for a while too because they live far away from a theater. And, like, I just said, all you need to know, the next movie, Dominicans versus Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
Stop!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice.
That's too good.
Like, the music in this film, I feel like is definitely more, not like more mellow, but feels more, or like all the ones I remember like very well feel more mellow.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because it's a more somber film, to be honest.
Like the soundtrack itself by Metro Boomin.
Metro Boom, Make It Boom, yeah.
Yeah.
Make it boom, make it boom.
Yeah, make it boom.
Metro Boom, make
Oh
it boom.
yeah, Metro Boom and Make It Boom. Oh my! Please remind me to send you guys like the TikToks of like it's like Hobie, Pav, Gwen, and like Miles singing that, annoying Miguel.
That's the one you showed me. That was so funny.
There's so many different versions. I think it's so funny.
TikTok Spider-Verse
Yeah.
content. It's like feeding me.
Yeah, I will say, one day when I have the energy and I get out of this rut, I will be drawing all the Spider Kids together.
And we're not leaving Margot out.
We're not leaving Margot and I'm not leaving Penny out. You guys will rip that from my cold
Those are
dead
my
hands.
girls.
But, yeah, no, I really like the music. I especially like the, Dominic Fike song that's technically not on the soundtrack.
Yeah, that
I
was
can't
weird.
believe it.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Mona Lisa, where is she?
Also, not soundtrack, but like just a musical motif. Miguel's leitmotif is really similar to the Prowlers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I thought they were the same.
It has bits
Yeah,
and
I also
elements from the
thought they were
Spider-Man Unlimited cartoon theme song, which I heard.
yeah,
I never watched that
Oh.
cartoon, but that's what I heard. But keen-eared listeners, I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah.
Oh, I like, this is related, but it's also something stupid. I can't listen to Miguel's theme anymore without thinking about Careless Whisper because someone edited it.
Dude, that's a really good.
Oh my gosh.
It's like
Yup.
that, and then oh my god, Pav's theme is so good, but then and then someone like edited to the la da dee la da da.
Wait, I haven't heard that.
Oh
You
no.
can show me later.
I haven't
It's
heard
so-
that.
But
It's so good. It feels like I'm spinning and I'm flying, and
I love his theme.
all the themes are so.
Being Spider-Man really is so easy.
I wish Spider-Man was. No, I don't. I don't want to be Spider-Man.
Once some
Oh,
canon
Mr. Pemberton.
events kick in, it's about to be crazy. They're doing a concert of the Into the Spider-Verse music. It's coming like they're touring.
I saw.
Yup.
There
I'm trying to get
isn't a
tickets.
Boston show.
Fuck!
Not yet.
I'm gonna have to see you out there.
Can't get shit.
Wait, Jeremy, you coming to Chicago?
When am I not there at this point?
You know what? At this point, Chicago trip. Kiana,
Hey.
we're going
Chicago
to Chicago
trip, come back.
Chicago,
Please come to Chicago.
Chicago.
Honestly, I'd be down.
I haven't listened to the full Metro Boomin soundtrack yet, but there's one track I love, and it's how it's used in the film. It's Self Love by Corley
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Promising.
Yes.
Bro, that song, like, okay, 2 a.m., right? I'm trying to go to sleep, and all I hear is din, 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 din,
Help me.
Mm.
I don't know, Quayla Ray keeps sneaking onto all my songs for some, like, every song I listen to for some reason.
You know what I
She
do
keeps
now
sneaking.
to, like, get songs like that in my head?
What?
I put on the Spotify generated Medieval Vibe soundtrack.
Don't worry.
Oh my god. With the music, I think, like I said, those opening moments with the drums and like the dun dun dun, but also like the drum solo over is like, ooh, I was like
Yes.
shaking, my legs were shaking in my seat, like,
No, literally.
yes sir, please,
It's
yeah.
so...
I
Just the
nutted,
build up.
truly.
Oh,
It was like a sad nut.
I...
Her backstory.
Whoever... Oh, I know who composed the two... Metro Boomin, Make It Boom, and Daniel Pemberton. I hope you guys have the...
Sleep with one eye open.
But
because
not...
I hope something good happens to you.
Like, I hope a bunch of fairies tuck you in the bed at night and kiss you on the forehead. Oh my goodness.
You guys are poets.
did you guys know
Lots of
that
fairies.
the Japanese release of Spider-Verse, they also
Has Lisa?
released a new single with Lisa? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was
Bro,
really good.
My mutual's like a really big fan of Lisa and stuff, and I know so many people have been trying to like get them to release it for like the American release also. Like,
So real.
like if you guys, so this is like also related to the first movie, because I know like there was a promotional one, another promotional song in Japan for the first movie that was used for the trailers and stuff, and I find it fun that they always use like J-Rock for the movies also. I don't know, I just find it really cool. I'm a Lisa fan.
Stan Lisa. Not Blackpink.
Stan Lisa. This Lisa has the lowercase I.
Yeah.
It's not all cap. This is the lowercase I Lisa.
Lowercase I Lisa.
This Lisa sings the Demon Slayer opening.
Yeah.
Which, I like that song. I don't watch the show. I like the song though.
Same. And also the Sword Art Online one. Don't stand Sword Art Online.
Wait, oh right.
But the theme
Yes.
goes hard.
I
Yeah.
also don't watch Sword Art Online. But I do like that theme.
I feel like Miguel's
It's so
favorite
good.
anime would be Sword Art Online.
Really?
Yeah, something fucked up like that.
I know you're like half joking.
No, but I do want like your actual thoughts.
I'll write down a list later. It's going to take a lot of thought process for me. But I just...
also...
Oh right.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. I also really like the song Hummingbird because it's like kind of like Miles like really missing like Gwen and everything, and I was just like, oh my gosh, the feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted on my second viewing, like, real yearners will understand Miles and Gwen. Like, that's real romance
Miles,
right
let
there.
it go.
Yeah,
That woman wasn't raised right.
She felt
Look.
that he wasn't in the wrong universe by being in his universe. Like, it transcends dimensions, bro. That's real
Yeah, but
love.
it cancels
gosh,
out 'cause
you're
he
so
took
right.
that toy out of the collectible
Oh my-
box.
This is like...
Oh my god.
I love Gwen, but also Gwen in this movie, it's like tiny things just as a I'm like...
Like, you can be a
Captain.
really great person, but you can also be annoying. I'm sorry, like, she's earned the right to be annoying, but like...
Oh, did you guys catch, like, Jefferson, like, when she was in 1610 without Miles, and, like, she came in wearing his jacket, to hide up her spider costume, and Jefferson's like, "You got a jacket on, emo."
Bro, Jefferson was.
Oh!
I'm sorry, Mr. Davis was so funny this whole movie.
When
Ryan
he said
Tyree
she
Henry,
looked
baby.
old enough
Yeah.
to vote.
He was like he was just like his little quip. Like even though he wasn't like, because this movie's like more about Miles and his mom versus Miles and his dad. Because that was the first movie. But like his little quips throughout the movie just had me cracking up.
He was so...
Ryan Tyree
He's so
Henry
dad.
is so funny.
He was such an instigator.
What does your dad do? Drugs? No.
Gutierrez, get the crane, man. Gutierrez, cancel the crane.
Why do you make him Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, why'd you create that guy?
The little heart-to-heart they have in the movie is really nice too. I really like it. It's really funny.
Oh, wait, no one's scared to talk to me.
But it's after Rio is like, I bet she doesn't even speak Spanish.
Because he says something in Spanish that's like he says like disgraceful or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But like I don't know, this movie's so good.
Another thing about music and whatnot and sound, there's just so many good motifs and whatnot. But I think the music, like I love how crap, I kind of walked myself into not knowing what I was gonna say. When it cuts to 1610 for the first time after the Gwen prologue, and you hear like the hip hop song, I think it's the Nas song off the album kick in.
Mm.
It's like, and you see like the communities and the Puerto Rican flag and the guys playing basketball in the wheelchairs. It's just like they captured a community, like in just a couple of B-roll shots. Well, that's what you would call it. I don't know what you would call it in animation.
Yes.
But yeah, like, it's just, oh man.
It's so
It's like, Gwen is so isolated, she has to leave her home. You know who doesn't know? Nobody!
like I just want to scream because something's so good.
We should all do
Yeah.
that right now.
I
No.
foreshadowed this.
Ah.
Yeah, but the music score, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Wait, that's kind of clever. Wait, was that
What?
intentional? Never mind.
Wait,
the
no,
music,
no,
the
tell
music
me.
score. Yeah.
You score. Oh, you're so right. Wait, yeah, that was totally intentional. Yeah, no. Is there anything else about the music before I kind of transition over to anything else?
We've officially like exceeded the film's runtime.
I just think it's good.
Wait, you're so right. In terms of marketing, has anybody tried the Spider-Verse Whopper?
No, because I haven't been near a Burger King.
I was planning to just to get the crown.
They closed down all the Burger Kings
I
in
wasn't
Metro
gonna eat it.
Detroit.
Valid.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh wait, really?
That's terrible.
Yeah,
yeah.
we can't have it our
I mean,
way.
to be fair, the fries are bad.
Is it still a thing? Because I think like on my
disagree,
next cheat
but
day I go
also-
get some.
I think it is, maybe? Because there is
burger?
also the Sunday. Oh, the Whopper.
The Whopper is the burger.
Wait, today's the last day.
Oh no, gotta run.
Well, this ruined my plans for Friday. Well, actually, aren't we getting food also? Never mind. Weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can always, like, if we see a Burger King, we'll be like, do you have any Miles Morales' crowns
We just want the
left?"
crowns. We don't want the food.
I want a
Honestly,
little
fair.
food.
The crowns are pretty sick.
Sometimes I just want to feel like a big boy with my little crown.
2 years ago, I'm going to New York next month. 2 years ago, I went to New York with Twilight Saga Eclipse Burger King crown. So if I can go get a
I
Spider
still
Verse
have
Whopper
some of
today.
the Burger King kids meal toys from Twilight Eclipse. It was jewelry.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like, I think like marketing wise for the film, they didn't need it's a sequel. Like all they had to do was show us the new Spider people, and then we all just got really excited. And they're like, yeah, there's a burger also. I guess I'm like, okay, great. Let me go get a
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah.
And then they also have like the popcorn buckets.
Yeah.
which I know some people have been repurposing them into bags and stuff, which has been kind of cool. Like, I've seen someone repurpose the Gwen one into a bag, and someone repurposed the Miles one to a lamp, which was really cool.
That's sick.
Beyond that, I think most of their marketing's been like social media reveals, right?
Yeah.
Someone wore the crown to my showing.
Oh, nice. Did anyone mention the text message thing where you're able to like text like Spider Society?
I had no idea that was
like,
a thing.
Be part of that? Yeah, no, I only heard like a little bit about it. So they like put you in. So once you text like Spider Society to the number, they put you into like different like missions and stuff, so you can get like exclusive like photos. So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
I want
Missions like killing people's uncles.
No.
If you fail your
sure.
mission, Miguel shows up at your window.
He's gonna chase after you.
All yours.
It's always the hordes for me.
Like, I'm sorry, Miguel's so goofy.
He's silly.
I could just talk about this whole episode how goofy I think he is, but
I feel like before his, alternate universe daughter died, his personality must have been like a lot more,
no,
chill and agreeable.
like at the end of the first movie with the thing,
he probably had jokes.
He was like more goofy in the first movie than this
He
one.
and PvP probably got along.
Yeah, you say PvP?
PvP?
I thought you said V.
Oh,
Like Pierce the.
Oh my
That's not
god.
Pierce the Veil.
like
Pierce.
But like, I don't think has been any other. I haven't seen any other marketing besides like toys and stuff, and then people stealing the toys because that's what Hobie would have wanted.
That's what he would have wanted.
But like, that's really it. I haven't really seen anything outside of that. Maybe it's all just because it's like a sequel.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
I think I saw a Hyundai commercial with Gwen and Miles driving the cars.
They're driving?
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
New Yorkers driving?
I don't understand.
They got their Why did they have their driver's license? They don't need a driver's license. It's New York.
True. I don't know. Capitalism. It was still successful. Still successful film.
It was a very successful film. If I don't see everyone on opening night Beyond the Spider-Verse, I'm gonna drag everyone.
Does anybody have any theories for, like, Beyond?
My theory? You wanna know what my theory is?
What?
Miguel's heart grows 10 sizes that day. That's it. Oh, I also think that the spot's literally going to destroy one of the universes to the point of no return.
Oh my god.
One of the universes is going to basically get merged.
Yeah, it's got to go.
Is it Mumbattan? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think that
I'd be sad.
My theory is that I'm going like Miles, Gwen, and Peter. They're all gonna like reunite and live happily ever after. Or also, I think.
I hope they have a dance party ending.
Yeah. Miguel falls like has a Disney villain death, like falls in the pit, and then there's like Dance to Sunflower.
Oh my god. A classic.
I want Doc Ock to show up again. I just miss her. I want Doc Ock to show up again.
Live.
Like, I don't know how, or like how they could incorporate. She worked at the same. Yeah, they could. Never mind.
Like, is she dead?
She just got hit by like the truck. But I think it would be very fun if they brought her back.
Mm-hmm.
She was great.
But yeah, as to like Miguel's canon theory, that's probably gonna unravel in the next movie.
He's the anomaly.
Honestly,
he just doesn't want to admit it.
For real.
Freak.
Yeah.
That's really, I'm just along for the ride at this point. Like, Prowler Miles and our Miles, they're besties now.
Yeah.
They're just besties.
I see the vision. It's like that, like, scene in Scott Pilgrim, where he thinks that his evil self, they're gonna fight, but, like, it just cuts to them, like, just talking and, like, getting along.
I have a prediction.
Yeah.
Earth 42, like, Miles teams up with Earth 42 Peter Parker. The spider is supposed to, like, oh man, that would be so cool.
That'd be sick.
That's all.
It would be very sick of that.
You think there's like a Muppet Babies type of universe?
100%. Okay, here's the thing. We have plushy Peter in the Spider Society.
So
we
cute.
also got Peter Popsicle, where his can event was his Uncle Ben and Jerry's dying. There's 100% a Muppet Babies. Wait, no, the Muppet Babies thing is just like the Super Pals thing on Disney Junior.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, they couldn't include them because reasons.
Yeah, I forget the exact. There is actually. Oh, isn't there an actual reason?
Like a plot reason, and then also like a licensing reason. Right?
Yeah, I think it's a licensing.
They should make baby versions of everything.
Yeah, like remember Scooby Doo, like a pup named Scooby Doo.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
No, like
Yeah.
I love Velma.
Fast and Furious babies.
Like,
Yeah!
Wait, no, and then like the cars are like the little like Fisher Price like ones.
Black Mirror babies.
You get like malls and stuff.
Oh
Black
my-
Mirror babies.
What?
That's just
Don't
an iPad
do
baby.
that.
That's just an iPad baby.
That's Coco Melon.
That is Coco.
That is Coco.
Okay, the thing about Coco Melon. Like, yeah, it's not good for kids, but hear me out on Miss Appleberry.
Oh my God.
Nightmare on Elm Street
Right?
babies.
That's gotta already exist.
What do I want a baby's version of? What would I think would be the funniest thing as like a baby's version?
I'd really like Transformers, but
That's just, isn't that just the bot show?
oh yeah, but yeah,
Just the bot show you made me watch.
no, that's Rescue Bots also.
Star Wars babies.
Yeah,
It's
that's
something
true.
you watched on your own.
Rescue Bots is a whole different beast on itself.
Rescue Bots Academy.
Rescue. I love you, Heatwave, but like I don't. That whole show.
He grew a beard
He grew a beard.
in Academy, yeah.
Oh, okay. But
I would say Total Drama, but Total Drama Rama happened, and
I don't want to think about that.
yeah,
That's a choice.
yeah.
When are we having a total drama episode?
Slay.
Was there not one?
Like for the podcast,
Yeah. Oh wait, we already had one.
we already
Why
had one.
wasn't Jeremy on that? Why wasn't Jeremy?
Yeah, why
on
wasn't
that?
on that
Actually
one?
appalling.
You're so right. I don't know.
Why did you create that guy?
Well,
I just realized that I forgot about it. Cause I was like, oh, then Jeremy can be on there. I was like, wait a minute.
well, we could do the once the new episodes come out for the new season reboot. So, hope that's good.
Yeah.
In terms of like, as someone who's a big Silk fan, I really am really excited for the upcoming projects that they announced like a few years ago with the Spider-Woman project and also like Silk Show, which I think is still going on or like put on hold because of the writer's strike, but obviously we didn't see Silk in this one, but like it'd be really cool if she did show up, but it's okay if she doesn't, because like her like backstory has nothing to do with any of like the canon events that most like spider people have. So I could see a world where she would show up in the third one, and to help set up for the Spider-Woman projects in the future.
I was gonna ask, has she ever shown up in like any like previous animated stuff or no?
No, actually.
Oh, okay. Because like I wasn't sure. Because I know like I miss a lot of stuff because of like Ultimate Spider-Man exists or something. Yeah, so I wasn't sure if she showed up in that at all.
Yeah, no, I don't
Wait,
think so.
Yeah, they did like a whole Web Warriors thing. You think she would show up in
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it's really surprising to see that like she hasn't really showed up in any like TV or movie adaptations. Well, I guess except for yeah.
They say that's her in Homecoming, but I strongly
I also agree.
don't think that's true.
I don't think they were gonna do anything with that besides like a little like kind of Easter egg, but I don't know. But they did actually have an Easter egg in the first movie in Into the Spider-Verse where Miles has a contact of Cindy Moon on his phone. But that's about it.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
We got the Silkopedia over
Yeah.
here. That was not that wasn't good.
I'm a Silk stan through and through.
In Silkopedia.
Oh, nice.
Just put the N in there.
Love that. But yeah, that's what I have so far. But I also think that like I don't think Miles is an anomaly. Like his world should have like gone to pieces immediately if he was.
I think we'll learn the true the true cause behind Miguel's anomaly, because like we don't have any proof that disturbing a canon event would do that other than Miguel, and Pavitas doesn't count because that was like
he did that intentionally.
that was the spot.
With him.
Yeah, and if the spot wasn't a thing, it probably wouldn't be collapsing like that. So yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Does anybody have any closing thoughts about Spider-Verse Across or Into?
Good movies. Watch them if you haven't.
Do it.
Yep. Animation to cinema.
Yes.
I just think they're neat. That's literally it. I just think they're neat.
Very neat. Well, thank you, Jeremy and Kiana, for joining us for today's episode. Really awesome having you talking about like what we love.
Thank you.
Long time coming.
Yes. We'll definitely have you
Not
guys
on
back.
the total drama episode.
We'll have them on.
When the new one comes out, we will review
Yes.
Oh
it.
yeah, the new one. I thought that. Oh no, it's not out in America yet.
It's leaked.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm afraid if we review it, then they'll come after us because we're not French or whatever they would say.
Yeah.
I did get like one small spoiler from it unintentionally. It just like popped up when it was like, oh.
I heard that there
Don't
was a
show me
new
that.
theme song, and I got really disappointed and sad.
A new what?
I heard
Yeah,
it. It's not.
It's the best.
I'm here to slay.
They had to
don't-
use that.
I'm so upset.
Yeah. Well, that was a lot to unpack. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the 1224 podcast. Let us know in the comments, or whichever platform you are, let us know in the comments of what you think about Spider-Verse and this film and what other theories you have. And yeah. I'm Kait.
I'm Shay.
And I'm Kiana.
And I'm Jeremy.
Yay! And we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Bye. Jeremy.
Slay.
Gibby. Do we pause now?